has technical help that will blow your mind. Online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures
evening, everyone, and welcome to Lanco's Clide Martin Memorial Speedway on a very special night as Blue Ridge presents Race Night at the Clide. My name's Barry Angstad. I'm joined by Bruce Ginther Jr. and the entire BRC 11 crew, and it's our pleasure to bring to you tonight the annual Clide Martin Memorial Races for each of our 5 weekly divisions. And Bruce, the drivers have to be ready. Longest races of the year tonight. We're going 35 laps.
Yeah, they have to be ready, and boy, I hate announcing this one, Barry. If there's one night you don't want announcers curse anyone, it's tonight, because double points on the line, and it's a big night if you're chasing that championship trophy.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Our first feature of the night is for the Viper Chassis 270 Sprint, and the starting lineup looks like this. The pole sitter, he was a winner here 3 weeks ago, the 25X, Danny Lane Jr., and alongside him will be the 7R, Curtis R. Miller.
Second row is the 82 of Kyle Spence, and outside the 88D of Andrew Dietrich.
Row 3 includes the 76, Justin Harrington, and the 29 of Dylan Adams.
Starting 7th, the 25S is Heath Hanley, and 8th, the 99 of Devin Adams.
In the 9th spot, it's going to be Lebanon's Brian Shally, the number 17S, and alongside Brian, in the 97, Billy Logeman.
11th starters, the 3S of Nick Skias, and outside him, multi-time feature winner this year, the 5K of Mike Rutherford.
Back in 13th, in car 21, that's Toby Blumenshine, and starting 14th in the 17J, Jared Imler.
15th is the 34 of Christy Swigert, and outside the 63, Tajay Adams.
The 77H of Adam Harnish and the 5A Anthony Yerger make up row number 9.
And the final row is Sammy Schenk in the 92 and the 3 of Josh Stoyer.
Heath Hanley starting mid-pack, actually starts 7th in this one, was the winner of this race 1 year ago for the 270s. We'll find out if Heath can make it 2 in a row. We're under green. Danny Lane Jr. pulls the field down the back stretch and through turns 3 and 4. Curtis R. Miller in 2nd spot. Kyle Spence holds down 3rd. Justin Harrington runs 4th. Then they're side by side for the 5th spot. That's the 88D of Andrew Dietrich, and he will now move in front of Devin Adams to claim 5th. And and Hanley sideways, a couple of cars collected. And we got a big jingle over there in turn 2 with 2 laps complete.
Yeah, 17S of Shally and Adams in the 29 on his side there. Bad night to have a yellow car. You can see 2 yellow cars in the accident. What happened? The 25 of Hanley got sideways in the middle of the corner. Adams nowhere to go, ran into him. That helped Heath keep going. Meanwhile, Devin came to an abrupt stop and then got hit from behind a couple of times, knocking him over. Shally unfortunately caught up in that. Looks like Devin's okay. He's got a left rear flat though. I think he's going to be done.
77H of Adam Harnish now stopped just short of the exit gate at the end of the backstretch. He was trying to coax that car off the speedway. 17S of Shally, like you mentioned, Bruce, he is back underway. But a tough break for Dylan Adams, the number 29. He's just not had any good luck here this year. A feature winner at Linda's Speedway out in Jonestown, Pennsylvania, not too many weeks ago. He and his brother Devin, both feature winners up at Linda's recently.
Yeah, it's not an equipment issue, that's for sure.
No.
He's always fast. But they have the award at the end of the year they give out at the banquet to Hard Luck, and he's probably near the top of the list for that one.
Yeah, there's always several candidates for that one, unfortunately, but you're right. This year, Dylan Adams probably heads that list, at least at this point of the season. Danny Lane Jr., talk about someone who has recently shaken off a really big gorilla on his back. Has had all sorts of bad luck with that number 25X, but as we mentioned 3 weeks ago, drove the car to the feature win. 2 weeks ago, wasn't here. Followed it up with an absence, but his buddy got married. He was in the wedding, so he had a good excuse.
Yeah. I
still owe him a winner's decal from 3 weeks ago.
His luck's probably changing, Barry, because actually, and the reason you need to be here and not just join us on TV. I mean, glad you're joining us, but
Absolutely.
you need to be here. Danny Lane in the heat race was out of an invert spot.
Yeah.
The leader broke on the very last lap of the heat, and
Correct.
it gave him the pole of this race. And so hopefully his luck's changing tonight here for Danny Lane.
It was certainly a good break there in the heat, but now on the restart, Curtis R. Miller, the 7R, going to get, and I hate to use the word jump because he didn't do anything wrong. Usually a jump start is a bad thing. Oh, and we got big trouble in corner number 3. Justin Harrington, the 76, down to the inside, but on the outside and taking a hard hit was the 97, Billy Logeman. The 5A of Anthony Yerger also involved.
Again, same thing as the last accident. Harrington went into that corner and got way sideways. I don't know if something broke or if he just lost it. Logeman spinning to avoid, and then Yerger nowhere to go. Just wrong place, wrong time for a lot of guys right there.
Yeah, tough break for all 3 of those drivers. Harrington, who has one feature win to his credit here this year, early in the season, pushed off and refires. So it looks like Justin will be able to continue. Logeman and Yerger, both pretty hard hit over there, so I don't know.
Logeman took a shot.
Yeah, he did.
Well, they both hit pretty hard.
You see at least, yeah.
Left front flat.
Left front flat on the 97.
Billy, he's up there in points too, isn't he, Barry? I'm not exactly sure, but.
Third, yeah, currently third in the standings.
I thought he was up there. That's the blessing and the curse of the double points night. You do well, and it can really, really help your season. And if you don't, it can really, really hurt your season.
Yeah, Logeman coming into this race just 60 points, 60 behind leader Mike Rutherford, and about 44, if my math is correct, 32 or 12, yeah, 44 behind second place Nick Skias.
Now, one thing I'll tell you, Barry, because if you're going to get a flat tire, left front is where you want it, because when he steps on the gas, the car's going to rock back, take the weight off that left front, and he's going to be able to drive it under green. It's actually harder right now to drive that
under
car
yellow.
Under caution.
Yeah.
So Billy, as long as that tire stays on the bead, he's legal to race it. So
now we go, I'm sorry, Bruce, double file restarts until there are 5 laps or less remaining, or until we have more than 5 cautions in the race, in which case we would go single file. Or, like right now, we just had consecutive yellows with 2 laps complete. So on the second caution, without completing a lap, we'll go single file. Sorry, folks, I know that's a little bit confusing, but
a break for Danny Lane, because he didn't have a great start
no,
last time.
You're right.
Curtis Miller did, so a bad break for Curtis, a good break for Danny.
Yeah, we talked about Miller getting the jump, and that is, it was not a bad thing in that case. He didn't do anything wrong, just was on the outside of the leader and got a great restart. Outgunned Lane, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's the way to say
on that restart. Kyle Spence. Talk about another candidate for the Hard Luck Award in this division. Spence has been so good in that number 82. There was a night when he had about a half a lap to go. He was leading, and with a half a lap to go, the car gave up on him.
Not only leading, but had quite a lead.
Way out front, yeah. So if the track owes anybody this year, they owe Kyle Spence here in this 270 class. Or it owes Kyle Spence, I should say. He is currently third and being challenged by Andrew Dietrich in the 88D, and we've got one car sideways in corner number 1. It is Billy Logeman.
Don't tell the 600 drivers that the track owes Kyle Spence anything.
No, not in the 600 division.
Yeah, you see the wheels bent there on the left front.
That is a great shot because, yeah, you can really, wow, it is really bent too, isn't it?
He took a shot. He's still on the bead, though, Barry. I mean,
amazingly, yeah.
As long as he can get that thing fired, he's still going to be able to drive it. I didn't see what happened there. The difficult thing for Billy now is he has to kind of keep his momentum up, because anytime he lifts and the weight drops back on the front end of that car, it's not going to do what he wants it to do. So as he goes to the back of the field and has to come through traffic, it makes it very difficult.
The way that rim or the wheel is bent, it's just amazing that tire is staying on the bead. But
He's hoping for a non-stop race the rest of the way, because if that thing would come off the bead and the caution comes out, he would get black flagged and taken off the track.
Right.
So Billy's hoping for 33 laps of green flag right now.
Will our voices last through 33 straight green flag?
Well, yeah, because it goes faster.
It will.
Though.
Yeah, you're right.
My voice will. I don't know about you.
Let's hope.
You got to do the hard work here.
Nose to tail, single file restart by the cone at the end of the backstretch. Danny Lane Jr. loves these single file restarts. He is the leader and pulls the field back through turns 1 and 2. Oh, don't look now. Heath Hanley, who was so sideways just a couple of few minutes ago, over in turns 1 and 2. Hanley now picking his way toward the front. He got by Andrew Dietrich to take over fourth. Heath Hanley trying to make it 2 in a row here in the Clide Martin Memorial Race for the 270s. Danny Lane, though, is going to be tough to beat. Lane separating himself from second place Curtis R. Miller. Opening some daylight over the rest of the field, just 5 laps complete. Lane running the bottom in 1 and 2 while Miller went to the top. Everybody down to the inside through turns 3 and 4. Danny Lane Jr. leads it, and he is stretching that advantage. Miller's second, Spence still third. Josh Stoyer, a 2-time winner this year, in trouble. He coasts to a stop in corner number 2. Yellow once again with 7 laps complete.
We're going to talk about a guy not having any luck.
Yeah.
Right
Suddenly,
now.
yeah. Started out so well.
Yeah, he led his heat race for 9 of the 10 laps.
Yeah.
And he's the one that broke, that gave Danny Lane the valuable invert spot in his heat race. And something broke again there. When he was coming to a stop, you could see the thing bouncing around, and he's got his helmet off.
I noticed, yeah, as he rolled to a stop over there, the left rear wheel was out of kilter. You know, wasn't spinning true, like axle possibly.
Yeah, he's telling the track official something he can't be pushed. I don't know if it's on the right side. I can't tell what happened right now. Maybe when Scott Fry swings him around there, we'll be able to see something.
Six laps are complete, by the way. 6 down.
I can't see exactly what it was.
Scorers have reverted back to the last completed lap. That was lap number 6.
Should have had a shock come off or a torsion arm. Could be a number of things, hard to say. He's definitely bouncing improperly as he came to a stop over there. I'll try again. 6 down.
Danny Lane Jr. on the inside, Curtis R. Miller on the outside. We're back now to double file restart. Danny, good restart for him this time. He gets out in front of the 7R. Didn't let Miller get the jump on him that time. Spence, Hanley, and now Nick Skias in a 3-car battle for third. A little bit farther back in the pack there, you saw some action. Now back to the head of the field. See Spence third of the 82. And that's Danny Lane Jr. leading Curtis R. Miller by about 2 car lengths. Spence third. There's the side-by-side fight for fourth between the 3S of Nick Skias and the 25S Heath Hanley. Devin Adams on the move, the number 99, running the top side. And Devin closing in on that 4th place battle between Skias and Hanley. Yeah, Mike Rutherford behind the 99. A little bit further back, the 21 is Toby Blumenshine, 88D Andrew Dietrich. That is back about 8th spot. See Jared Himmler, the 17J right behind them. Lane again separating himself from the rest of the field. Danny pulling out. We are at 12 laps complete now, still a long, long way to go. And I don't know, Bruce, here in the early laps, are they just kind of, do you think, biding their time a little bit? Or you really can't do that, because what if we stay green and the leader just takes off the way Danny is doing?
Well, they did a lot of track work at intermission, Barry, and I think the track is just really fast right now. You see, finally some guys are going to the top here. Spence and Rutherford have gone to the top, but the bottom was so fast early. Kind of waiting to wear it out.
Big trouble over there in corner number 1. Another car slowing on the backstretch. The 76 Justin Harrington. That's a look at Harrington's car with the wing peeled back.
I'm not wondering if the 63 slowed abruptly because he's got wing damage too. Harrington may have run into the back of him and ripped his wing off.
Tajay Adams in the number 63, the car that is stopped on the backstretch.
See if we have some
that Bruce alluded to. There's Tajay.
Yeah, he broke. Right there, he broke.
And Harrington had such a run.
Nowhere to go.
Yep. Wow. And it's Justin, I know he's upset over the turn of events, but I'm sure it could have been worse, actually.
Yeah.
He's lucky that he did not get upside down.
Oh, yeah. When that car slows in front of you that quickly, you really have nothing to do. And we're going to have a red flag here while the track crew has to get the 76 off the track here.
So a good time for a timeout right now. We will return with 14 laps complete. We'll be back for the completion of this 270 main event, the first of 5 big features here as Blue Ridge presents a night at the Clyde. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back right after this.
When you drive over to Hollinger Sports and Turf, we supply only the highest end power equipment. All the best brands of ATVs ready to tear up the dirt. We have the names you want in everything adventurous and sporty, whether it's gear and apparel, lawn and landscaping equipment, or just the rides. Our friendly service will provide you with the greatest in Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Cub Cadet, and more, letting you enjoy the outdoors the way you should at Hollinger Sports and Turf.
When all your work is done, you're ready to have some fun. A big party for everyone, a time for celebration.
Eagle Rental is your complete party rental and wedding service center. We have everything you need to make your special event memorable and stress-free at a competitive rate. Stop by our showroom and marvel at all we have to offer.
Eagle Rental Center. For work or play, we've got it covered.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Perfection is the result of constant innovation, persistence, and extreme engineering. At Hyper Racing, we seek perfection in everything we do. It's in the soul of our new X7 chassis. It's why our drivers have over 6,000 feature wins. Experience perfection. Go to hyperracing.com and get the 2017 Hyper Racing catalog. Be a part of perfection. Hyper Racing.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please.
We are back at Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Tonight's event brought to you in part by Sports and Turf Group, located on the Oregon Pike in Ephrata. Give them a call at 717-859-5455.
Bud Spring Service on Arcadia Road in Lancaster. For all your spring and suspension needs, you can go down, talk to Rich Fox or any of the helpful people at Bud Spring Service. Just call them 717-392-3416.
And MJF Trucking, you know them well, don't you, Bruce?
A little bit.
Yeah, give Mike Freed a call for all your gravel and fill dirt needs. 717-336-7151. They are attending to Justin Harrington, the driver of the number 76. Car being towed off the racetrack now, and Justin coming under the attention of our EMTs. And we will get this 270 main event underway just as soon as we can. And when we know more about Justin, we'll certainly try to pass that along. Cars are pitted right now during a red flag, Bruce, here at the Clyde. There you see a look at the field. They are in that area behind the pit bleachers, turns 3 and 4. And we always take the cars off the track in a situation like this. Let the EMTs and the track crew, do their work out there without having cars rolling by them. So that's the reason for the red flag.
Yeah, and it's a chance for these guys, if they have a car that's not handling properly, to really make a serious adjustment that normally you could not do. There are some adjustments in the car. You can adjust your shocks or your wing. But this is a chance for them to do something even more drastic if it's not working at all, or maybe even just a slight air pressure adjustment, which is something you can't do from inside the car. So we'll see if anybody hits something here. It's not the way you want to be able to work on your car, and I don't want to speculate what's going on with Justin, but it is a chance for these guys to get something done to help them get a little better.
The crew's looking over the cars back there, and we will get back to racing here in just a little bit. We will take another commercial break at this time. Stay with us, folks. A lot of racing still to come here. It's the Clyde Martin Memorial Race from Lanco. We'll be right back.
When you drive over to Hollinger Sports and Turf, we supply only the highest end power equipment. All the best brands of ATVs ready to tear up the dirt. We have the names you want in everything adventurous and sporty, whether it's gear and apparel, lawn and landscaping equipment, or just the rides. Our friendly service will provide you with the greatest in Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Cub Cadet, and more, letting you enjoy the outdoors the way you should at Hollinger Sports and Turf.
When all your work is done, you're ready to have some fun. A big party for everyone, a time for celebration.
Eagle Rental is your complete party rental and wedding service center. We have everything you need to make your special event memorable and stress-free at a competitive rate. Stop by our showroom and marvel at all we have to offer.
Eagle Rental Center. For work or play, we've got it covered.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Perfection is the result of constant innovation, persistence, and extreme engineering. At Hyper Racing, we seek perfection in everything we do. It's in the soul of our new X7 chassis. It's why our drivers have over 6,000 feature wins. Experience perfection. Go to hyperracing.com and get the 2017 Hyper Racing catalog. Be a part of perfection. Hyper Racing.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please.
And welcome back to BRC 11's coverage of live micro sprint racing at Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway, brought to you in part by Scratch Bakes. We had the pleasure of having a couple of those delicious cupcakes last week. They have hot food, they have desserts, they have catering needs. Whatever you are in the market for, give them a call at 717-466-6464.
And Reanimated Art Tattoo Studio, located at North Main Street in Manheim. If you can think it, they can ink it. Former co-host of mine on these telecasts came up with that one. Give Michael Batts some credit. Give him a call at 717-664-2877.
And Hyper Racing, located in Lewisberry, PA. And plenty of cars out here tonight. There goes Kyle Spence right now, sponsored by them. If you want to get into this or you have any questions about it, you can give them a call at 717-220-4470.
Cars beginning to roll once again, and we can tell you that Justin Harrington did climb out of his car under his own power, so that's always a good sign. I think maybe just took a jolt and in that altercation with Tajay Adams, and our thoughts certainly with Justin. Hopefully everything okay, but always looks really good, and a big sigh of relief when you see a driver climb out on their own.
There's so many things.
I'm sorry, Bruce, go ahead.
Sorry, there's so many things that can happen in the car. It's hard to speculate. We don't want to, so we'll just wait and see if we hear anything. But yeah, the best part is when you see them climb out into their own power. That's a great sign, because there's too many times when ambulance comes out and you see a backboard and things you don't want to see. So just glad that Justin got out on his own, and hopefully everything's okay.
14 laps are complete. Now normally, Bruce, that would be a little bit more than halfway in one of our normal 25 lap features, but we've got 21 laps still to run here. Tonight. 35 laps the distance, and they're doubled up and ready to get back to it. Danny Lane Jr., the leader. Curtis R. Miller, the 7R. Good run for Curtis to this point. He is second. Kyle Spence. Nick Skias, who started 11th, is now up to 4th. Then it's Rutherford, Hanley, and Devin Adams in a 3-car fight for the number 5 spot. Whoa, and a new leader, Curtis Miller, to the front, leading lap number 15. Danny Lane so good before that red flag, and you may have called it, Bruce. You know, they were allowed to make some adjustments back there under the red. May have paid off for Curtis Miller.
Well, the other thing is, if Danny had a softer tire on it, or it cooled off, or it sealed over or something, he was going really good. Sometimes you don't want that tire to cool off. It has you hooked up, and that can hurt you. So
true. There's
so many different variables to these cars that you never can tell what's going to happen after a red like that.
Curtis Miller, and now that he's in front, he's pulling away, just like Danny Lane did earlier in the event. But Miller in charge and pulling away. Nick Skias has taken over 3rd spot. He and Mike Rutherford, Kyle Spence, and Heath Hanley were dicing for several laps. There's Spence and Hanley with a strong running Andrew Dietrich right behind them in the 88D.
Yeah, I've been keeping one eye on that 5K after this red here. He's
good
on a
idea
tear.
to do that.
Right now in 4th, he started 12th. And Curtis Miller is saying, let's go green the rest of the way, because he wants all the track between him and that car that he can have right now.
Yeah, no question about it. There's Nick Skias and Mike Rutherford. That is the race for the 3rd position, as they go wheel to wheel and wing to wing into corners 3 and 4. Rutherford by half a car that time as they hit the stripe. Look at Nick, though, fight back on the outside. He'll reclaim 3rd position. And all that hard racing taking place right behind runner-up Danny Lane Jr. Kyle Spence going to get into the mix there for 3rd as well. He is just out of the view. There he is. Don't give up yet on Spence in the 82. Now Rutherford to the inside of Skias. Throws a little slide job in turn number 1. Rutherford will go back to 3rd. Terrific battle.
Yeah, and usually when you're battling like that, the guy in front of you pulls away. They reeled in Danny Lane while they were doing that. Unfortunately, the leader, Curtis Miller, has pulled away while they're doing all that. He's got a straightaway lead on these guys with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, and you called it earlier, Bruce. This is exactly what Curtis wanted to see. Long stretch of green flag racing. And hopefully, he's hoping it goes all the way to the end. We've got 6 laps to go. Rutherford now to the outside of Danny Lane. Rutherford will take over 2nd, and we've got just 5 laps remaining. And Mike has a lot of ground to make up.
And he might get the yellow.
He might get what he's looking for. Yeah, he will. Yes, Christy Swigert stops on the backstretch.
Now, it will not be a double file restart because we are within 5 laps to go. So 1 advantage for Curtis Miller. But he had built a straightaway lead and had 2 lap cars between him and 2nd place, and that is gone. The great equalizer, they call it there.
Certainly is.
Yeah, Christy, when she went into that corner, it looked like she might have hit a bump. I don't know if that broke something in the car. Maybe the chain came off. But definitely she hit a rut, and then all of a sudden the car just slowed dramatically. That is the last thing Curtis Miller wanted to see right now.
Yeah, no question about that. 4 laps remaining, and I guess the only thing in Miller's favor now, it will be a single file restart. But over the years, we've watched Mike Rutherford and marveled at how good he can be on restarts. Double file, single file, doesn't matter. So we'll see what Rutherford's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, that's the rut right there that Christie hit. I'm not sure, like I said, if something broke on the car when she hit it, but that's about the area that she broke down.
Yeah, that was in the middle of turns 1 and 2. We're back to green flag racing. Just 4 laps remaining. Rutherford trying to get a big run off the turn 2 banking. Closes up to within about a car length or 2 on the race leader, but Curtis Miller able to stave him off for the moment.
Curtis had a great restart. He needed it. Rutherford's going to try the bottom now.
Nick Skias just diving to the inside of Danny Lane to take over third. Look at Kyle Spence now. Oh man, Spence tried a 2-for-1 deal as Rutherford goes for the lead. White flag waving, it's Rutherford by about 2 feet. Out of corner number 2, final lap. Mike Rutherford now up in front of Miller. They are headed for checker, and Mike Rutherford's gonna win it over Curtis R. Miller. Nick Skias third, ahead of Danny Lane Jr. and Kyle Spence. "35 laps, 10 laps longer than normal, and it took Mike Rutherford until the white flag lap to get underneath Curtis Miller and grab the lead. But another Clide Martin Memorial Race victory here in the 270 class for Mike Rutherford. And we'll be down to talk to him. In fact, we'll talk to the top 3 right after these messages.
Because you gotta race. Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing and I need a new cooler.
I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Shh.
Visit your Ephrata Keyade Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
Welcome back to Clide Martin Memorial Speedway on BRC 11. We saw a great 270 race, and down to talk to the drivers about it on the track is Mr. Barry Angstad.
Thank you very much, Bruce. We're down here with third place finisher Nick Skias. Wow. Whale of a battle. You, Heath, Kyle, that was a good race.
Yeah, that made it fun. I didn't think I was going to have a bid for the lead, so might as well race back there for third hard. Somebody's got to tell Mike he can't win them all. He's got to share a little bit. But
Curtis was trying to tell him that, but he wouldn't listen.
Yeah, I'll take third. Hey, a lot of times bad luck in these double point shows. You salvage a night. I almost got in trouble there in turns 1 and 2 in the beginning of the race, so I'm happy to be standing here now.
All right, Nick, great job. Nick Skias finishing third. Come here, Mr. Runner-Up. You know what? I know you thought you had it, right? But when I saw your dad at the beginning of the night, he was just like shaking his head, said it's been a rough year. Second place in the Clyde Martin Memorial, Curtis Miller. That's not too shabby.
It's not. I was really hoping to get my name on the trophy with the rest of my family, but maybe next year.
Yeah.
But no, I can't complain. The year we've been having, and just the monkey is, I think, off of our back. We still got another class to run yet, but you never know how it's gonna go.
Nice job, Curtis. Congratulations. A great run for Curtis R. Miller. Do you mind coming back here, Mike? Sorry. The camera can shoot over the fence this way. Michael Rutherford, victorious once again. Clyde Martin Memorial. Took you a little while, though. Curtis made you work for this one.
Yeah, it was a good thing that was 35 laps, because I think we were still in second on lap 34. But no, we were struggling there at the start, couldn't get going, and started running the top. I saw Kyle was up top and got a couple cars up there and started blowing the dust off, and it just got better and better, and I think the bottom started to slow down a little bit. Curtis had me covered on that restart. He just tripped over this rut over here a little bit, and it kind of killed his momentum, and I was able to beat him to the apex of 3. But I got to thank Ken and Tony Kaler, Scott Fellenbaum. These guys give me a great car every week.
He's going to be back in the 600s to try to double his luck here tonight. Mike Rutherford, victorious in the Viper Chassis 270 main event. We'll send it back up to Bruce Ginther.
And we will send you to commercial break, and we'll be back in just a moment with the 4 strokes right after this.
When you drive over to Hollinger Sports and Turf, we supply only the highest end power equipment. All the best brands of ATVs ready to tear up the dirt. We have the names you want in everything adventurous and sporty, whether it's gear and apparel, lawn and landscaping equipment, or just the rides. Our friendly service will provide you with the greatest in Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Cub Cadet, and more, letting you enjoy the outdoors the way you should at Hollinger Sports and Turf.
When all your work is done, you're ready to have some fun. A big party for everyone, a time for celebration.
Eagle Rental is your complete party rental and wedding service center. We have everything you need to make your special event memorable and stress-free at a competitive rate. Stop by our showroom and marvel at all we have to offer.
Eagle Rental Center. For work or play, we've got it covered.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Perfection is the result of constant innovation, persistence, and extreme engineering. At Hyper Racing, we seek perfection in everything we do. It's in the soul of our new X7 chassis. It's why our drivers have over 6,000 feature wins. Experience perfection. Go to hyperracing.com and get the 2017 Hyper Racing catalog. Be a part of perfection. Hyper Racing.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please.
Welcome back to Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Live racing is brought to you in part by Sports and Turf Group of Lancaster. Anything you need down there, Barry, for ATV, you got work to do, whatever it is you want to do, they can help you out. Just give them a call at 717-859-5455.
Bud Spring Service, located on Arcadia Road in Lancaster. For all your spring and suspension rebuilds and repairs, call Buds at 717-392-3416.
And MJF Trucking. need to redo your driveway, or you need to build a new building, we can help you out. Just give them a call at 717-336-7151 for all your fill, dirt, and stone needs. 4-strokes.
Yeah, 250cc 4-stroke division assembled here on the front straightaway. They're giving some kids rides around the racetrack and through the pit area, and I believe club president Jim Harrington has disappeared with the first group. Maybe they stopped to get some autographs in the pit area. I don't know. But that is the reason why the 4-strokes have not pushed off just yet. I think we're going to get them underway now. Track gates are being closed. And we have scheduled a 12-car field here to take the green in this Hammer Down Engines 4-stroke division. 35-lap main event, and here's the starting lineup. On the pole, it's going to be the rookie who's getting better and better each week, the number 44, Riley Simmons. Alongside Riley in the front row, the 199, Zachary Young.
Second is the all Ronald row, and the 4R is Ronald Wechter, and the 1Z is Ronald Zimmerman.
Well, row number 3 on the inside will be the number 16, Lou Keppel Jr. And on the outside, impressive rookie Tommy Phipps Jr., car number 38.
77Z, Zach Vickers starts 7th, and 2-time winner this year, the 62, Eddie Nacera, will start 8th.
In the 9th spot, heat race winner Aiden Jones in the number 7A, and alongside Aiden will be the 99 of Cliff Bryan Jr.
Final row, the 26 of Mike Cohen, and outside the car that has not made the call, had trouble in her heat race and came out later to test the car, and it did not fire. The 82 is Donna Geib, and I don't unfortunately see Donna out there. Don't think she's going to make it, and now Ron Zimmerman having some trouble firing the 1Z on the backstretch.
Oh, that's not a sight we want to see here prior to this 35-lap main event. Ron, one of those drivers who has been improving, like Riley Simmons, improving week after week, getting faster and more comfortable in the car. And with a big race like this one, getting set to go green,
yes,
he sure doesn't want to be watching from the pit area.
And 7th in points right now, Barry. It's just such a bad night for these things to happen.
Yeah, with double points on the line. You know, Bruce, I'm looking over the winners list of this Clyde Martin Memorial event, and dating back to 2007, we don't have any of the last 10 winners in tonight's field in this 4-stroke division. I don't know that that's going to be true in any other class that we run here tonight, but at least here in the 4-strokes, because David Ravel won the last 3 of these Clyde Martin Memorials, and several other drivers who are either in other divisions now or no longer racing have won dating back to 2007. So gonna have somebody different accepting that big winner's trophy here at the end of this one. Ron Zimmerman tagging the field. He is now rolling around under his own power. There's Ron. Going to take a flying start way behind the other cars, but we're ready for green. Here they come. 35 laps the distance. Oh, look at them stack up. They were 4 wide back there for 4th spot. Zach Vickers, big run around the outside. He must have been watching Mike Rutherford there in the 270s. Simmons leads lap number 1. The 16 of Lou Keppel works to the inside of the 199, Zachary Young, so move Keppel to 2nd. There's your leader. A little bit further back, the 7A of Aiden Jones, that's back about 4th. He gets by the 38, Tommy Phipps Jr. Jones now going to work on the 199 of Zachary Young. Race leader Riley Simmons back to turn number 1. 3 laps complete.
Yeah, Riley's checked out, but there is hot and heavy action behind. There it is. Cohen in the 26, Phipps in the 38. Well, they're just the rest of the field basically right there. That's a battle for 4th right now. 5-6 cars battling for a 4th spot. 99 Cliff Bryan Jr. there.
Look at 77Z, Zach Vickers. You just caught a glimpse of him. There he is, the blue, white, and car with green numbers. He is running about as high in the corner as you can possibly go at both ends of the racetrack. Now he came down a little bit, but Vickers trying to keep, and it's good because it keeps your momentum up, right, Bruce, to run that high?
Yeah, it does, and you got to go where they're not. If you're going to pass cars, everyone on the bottom, you got to try something different if you want to go around them, because they're not going to give you the tires right now.
Riley Simmons in front, leads back into the corner, 8 laps complete. Heartbreaker for Riley here just a few weeks ago when she was leading. Zach Vickers came up to challenge. They got together on the front straight, and Riley ended up flipping wildly at the end of the home stretch, but looking very, very strong so far here tonight. There is Zach Vickers, the 77Z, a 2-time feature winner this year, working to the inside under Tommy Phipps Jr. Phipps has a feature win himself here in his rookie season. You saw Tommy get a little bit loose in turn 2 that time. Vickers getting by, and so does Eddie Nocera.
Yeah, Eddie had some trouble in his heat race. Talked to him earlier. The engine just locked up on him as he come to the checkered flag. He was leading his heat. Did coast across the line second, but they changed engines, Barry. That's a second engine in that car tonight.
Take you back through the running order. It is Riley Simmons in front. There she is in the 44. The 16 of Lou Keppel in second, and Lou's got some company now. There it is, the 7A, Aiden Jones closing in to challenge Keppel for the runner-up spot.
And I think they're closing on your leader, Barry, because last time Riley hit a rut there, she hit it again, and it's slowing her down. They might be closing in just a little bit now.
Jones now to the inside. He will sneak by Lou Keppel and go to the runner-up spot with 15 laps down. 20 still to go.
Cliff Bryan started 10th. He's in 4th right now and closing. That car is quick right now. He's got still 19 laps to try and get something done. Oh, we got a car braking, but he's going to make it to the infield. That's the 199, Zach Young. Thought we might have a caution, but we're going to keep going here, and Aiden Jones has reached your leader right now.
Yeah, Jones closed the gap very, very quickly. Now to within a car length or so of Riley Simmons. There they are down the front straightaway. And still a lot of racing. They're going to see the crossed flags this time, signifying halfway.
And lap traffic.
Oh, Jones was there looking to the outside. Riley gets real wide off turn number 2. And that may be the opening that Aiden Jones needs. They're coming up on the slower car of Ronald Wechter. I thought Jones might use the 4R as a pick, sort of, but he didn't even need to do that. Jones just powering by the 44 of Simmons. And here comes the 99. That's the red car. In your picture, Cliff Bryan Jr.
Yeah.
3rd and closing quickly.
Cliff needs to go before Aiden checks out. He needs to get up there, because there is not a lot of lap traffic ahead of your leader right now with only 13 laps to go. I'm not sure they're going to catch another lap car. He could use a caution, that's for sure.
Jones flashing across the start-finish line, back to turn 1. Pretty nice lead for Aiden Jones at the moment. Cliff Bryan has now gone to the runner-up spot here on lap number 24. Still 11 laps left to get it done for Bryan and Mike Cohen. The point leader and multi-time winner this year, just slipping by Riley Simmons for 3rd spot.
Oh, they made contact there, Riley and Cohen. But both continue on, much to the dismay of Cliff Bryan, who is begging for a caution right now. Oh, and we got one. Riley Simmons over.
Oh, it's Riley. What a shame.
Tried to get that spot back from Cohen and caught a wheel. Caught a wheel.
9 laps to go.
We still have double file restarts, Barry.
Yes, we do, because that's only the first yellow.
Cliff Bryan
of the
and
race.
Mike Cohen are going to have a shot at this. Aiden Jones did not want to see that. Was comfortably out in front by about 3/4 of a straightaway. He had checked out. There was no lap traffic in sight. He wanted clean and green the rest of the way. Tough break for Simmons running 4th.
That is really a shame for Riley, yeah.
Just got in that turn too hot, trying to get Mike Cohen back and had a run, but it looked like the car was getting tight on her, and it pushed when she ducked under Mike, and she caught his left rear and drove up and ended up going over, but looks like she might be able to continue.
Very minimal damage, yeah. At least that's visible on the 44. So the good news, yeah, Riley Simmons will be able to restart at the back of the pack. Still salvage a pretty decent finish here. Calling for the field to double up now. Getting ready for the restart. 9 laps to go. Aiden Jones, Cliff Bryan Jr. will share row number 1. There they are. Yellow wipes out a huge lead for Jones, although it was shrinking, as you had pointed out.
Shrinking, but I don't know in what, 9 laps if Cliff would have had enough time. He certainly has his opportunity now.
3-time winner this year, Mike Cohen, the number 26, in 3rd. Good run for Lou Keppel, the number 16. He is 4th. Zach Vickers in 5th. We're back to green flag racing. Jones off the bottom, but he bobbled a bit in turn 2, opened the door, but Tommy Phipps is going to come to a stop. Yellow is out, and that means Cliff Bryan Jr. will go back to 2nd.
And right now, if I'm Cliff Bryan Jr., I am so upset because you just showed him your move. You just showed him your move. You had it, it worked, and you get a yellow. And now, not only do you let him know what you're thinking, but now it's single file restart.
True, 2nd consecutive yellow without completing a lap. That means we will go single file. I don't know, Bruce, it almost looked like Jones, I don't know if he got in a little bit different on a different angle into the corner, but he kind of squared it up that time in 1 and 2, and I thought that helped to open the door for Cliff Bryan as well. So
well, he protected the bottom getting into the corner because he didn't want Cliff to get underneath, and he kept the rut. Cliff went up above the rut and then came back down through it. It was a better move. We'll see now that Aiden has clear track and doesn't have to worry about it if he tries something different.
Back to turn 1. Oh, much better for Jones that time. He actually separates himself just a little bit from runner-up Cliff Bryan Jr. Opening some daylight now is the race leader, Aiden Jones. 8 laps to go. And the top 2 are on a breakaway, Bruce. They are leaving 3rd place Mike Cohen.
There you see a battle for 5th with Nocera and Keppel.
Yeah, Zach Vickers just in front of that race. There's Zach, the 77Z, trying to close in and challenge Mike Cohen for 3rd. Wow, that 2nd consecutive caution, what a break for Aiden Jones.
It really was.
At this point, yep.
It really was.
5 to go.
That's why I said if I was in Cliff Bryan's helmet, I would be so upset. But there's nothing you can do. It's racing.
That is racing.
It is racing.
Yes, it is.
You know, and if you're in Aiden Jones' helmet, you're happy as a clam.
To win, and if memory serves, Bruce, this is going to be, and I certainly don't want to jinx it.
Don't say it.
With 2 to go, he's looking for his first career win here at the Clide, and to do it in this race, wow. Aiden Jones, 1 to go. I know.
He caught a tire there in that turn. Made me nervous. We'll see. 1 more turn.
He can almost coast from here. Here he comes. Winner for the first time. Aiden Jones takes the Clyde Martin Memorial for the fabulous 4 strokes. Cliff Bryan Jr. Second race in a row. He is the runner-up. And point leader Mike Cohen finishing 3rd.
1, 2, 3 in points, Barry. And we'll be down to talk to him right after this break.
Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing and I need a new cooler.
I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Keyade Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
We return here to Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway after the 4-stroke main event. Should be a pretty excited and happy victory lane. We'll turn things over now to Bruce Ginther, who is down there with the top 3.
Thanks, Barry. Here with Mike Cohen. And Mike, we just talked about it. Thought that double file restart would help you out, but tell us what happened.
Well, on the contact before that, busted my left rear shock off. So I couldn't hold the car down. I was trying all I could just to keep him spinning out. It just wanted to dump on the right rear there and just lift the left rear off the ground. So, hey, congratulations to Aiden. This is a big one. We're happy to be up here on the front 3 here, especially with my little battle I got going on with Cliffy over there. Got my eye on you. He keeps me on my toes every week. So I can't say enough for this team. They've been awesome so far all year. We would have loved to win this one, but with the circumstances, I'll take a 3rd.
All right, Mike, congratulations. We'll see you again here, I'm sure. Thank you very much. And we'll talk with 2nd place, the guy that's keeping him on his toes, Cliff Bryan Jr. Cliff, we had a long discussion up there, Barry and I, about that double file restart. And what were you saying to yourself when you saw that caution come out?
He's fast, so if I'm going to make a move, I have to make it now.
Then the second one comes out. You made the move. You got the lead. You upset about that second one?
No. I guess he deserves it because he was fast all night, so.
He was fast all night. A good points night for you trying to catch that 26.
Yep. Point by point. And I don't know.
Every point helps, Cliff. We'll talk to you again up here, I'm sure. Cliff Bryan Jr. And your winner, he tells me it's the first time ever. This is the one to do it, buddy. Aiden Jones, first career feature win. What's it like?
Oh, it's amazing. We've been trying so long. We've had a lot of trouble, so now to finally get one means so much.
You lost the lead on that double file restart. Caution comes out. What's going through your head?
I knew he was there. I thought he was going to get me, and honestly, I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I was able to pull it off. I don't know how, but thanks to my dad. He's been working on the car so much, spending all of his days doing that. Thanks to Kyle's Auto Tags and Insurance, my mom, I know she's watching, everybody that helps out in the pits, New Garden Flying Field, everybody.
All right, Aiden, we'll talk to you again up here, I'm sure. Barry, we got 3 more to go.
3 more exciting main events to come here as Blue Ridge presents a night at the races at Clide Martin Memorial Speedway. Quick timeout, and then we'll be back with the Sportsman main event.
Got a race? Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing, and I need a new cooler.
I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Key Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
Welcome back to Lanco's Clide Martin Memorial Speedway. We've got 2 features in the books, still 3 more to go. A race brought to you in part by Scratch Bakes on West Main Street in Ephrata. They're not only about cupcakes, for some delicious food. Check them out. You can call them at 717-466-6464.
Say that real fast 3 times.
6464.
Reanimated Art Tattoo Studio in Mannheim. You don't want to get a race car, it's not your style, maybe you could just get one on your body.
A tattoo of one.
There you go.
There we go.
Give them a call or go visit them on 1 North Main Street in Mannheim for all your ink needs.
And Hyper Racing. Check them out, folks. Just even if you're not in the market for a race car, check out that website. It's awesome. 717-220-4470 is the number to call, though, if you are interested in getting into racing. They can help you out, tell you all about it. It's Hyper Racing. We are ready for the Sportsman main event, Bruce, and on the pole. We talked to him. He's been a runner-up tonight. He's been a former Sportsman Division champion. He's got the pole now in this one, the 7C Curtis R. Miller. Joining him on the front row, the rookie in the 22, Clinton Hauser.
Second row is the 92 of Sammy Schenk, and outside the 28K, Charles Hellinger.
28A of Alan Durham lines up 5th, and next to him will be the 88K of Kane Rogers.
7th starter is the 87 of Austin Gravy. Outside the 3S, Sheena Schaefer.
The 6K Mike Rutherford will start 9th, and going 10th, the defending champion of this division, the number 3. He's in the number 3 tonight. It's Danny Lane Jr.
Starting 11th is the 5S of Jason Swavely. Outside the 3M, Cameron Bellinger.
The 7 of Dave Schroeder lines up 13th, and going 14th in the 77, Michael Kreiser.
15th, the 36S of Steve Smith Sr., and outside him, the 28, Cody Sechrist.
Back in row number 9, it'll be car 15, Robert Shanneman, and the 28S, Ricky Sechrist.
19th starter, the 88 of Nick Skias. He'll be one to watch coming from the back. And in 20th, the 16P of Patrick Kern.
Shotgun on the field, 21st starter in car number 71, Brian Kramer. So that will be the field. Yeah, you talked about watching Nick Skias, and I'm sure he will make it exciting. Nick was running well up front in his heat race earlier tonight, and suddenly problems on the 88 forced him out early. So that's why Nick is mired deep in the field. He'll start 19th. Last year, Angelo Mercado victorious in the Sportsman division here in the Clide Martin Memorial Race. Angelo's here acting as crew chief tonight for, he's got 2 cars in this one, the 3M Cameron Bellinger and the number 3 Danny Lane Jr. And Cameron, who is Angelo's son-in-law, is on a 3-race win streak right now. He's won 3 in a row here in the Sportsman division. He's leading the points by 105 over Nick Skias. So a lot on the line for the Mercado Bellinger race team here tonight.
And didn't Angelo win the one that he didn't win in between there? Or right before that? I remember interviewing him on the front stretch right before he stepped out of that car. But that's about a month ago, so I'm always...
He was in the top 3. He finished in the top 3. I don't think Angelo, not to victory lane this year, but
I remember
finished in the top 3. Yeah.
Angelo on the front stretch. He was very excited. He had just stepped back in the car for one night.
Correct.
And now it's Danny Lane's turn.
And we're ready. Caution lights are out. Field assembled, 2 by 2. Boy, you know Curtis Miller, starting on the pole, would love to make up for that close loss in the 270 feature by winning the Sportsman event here. Like he said, he'd like to have his name on that winner's trophy that we hand down each year for this event, because he's got so many family members, including his dad. Oh, and Miller is slow. We jinxed him, Bruce. We did it.
I didn't say we. I didn't say a word.
Okay,
buddy.
I'll take the blame. Oh, what a shame, though. Won't be putting his name on that trophy this year, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what a heartbreak. With 1 lap down, 1 lap was scored. Sammy Shank out of Bordentown, New Jersey, the race leader.
And that is why his dad is shaking his head before the races start.
Yeah, it kind of symbolizes the luck they've had this year. Like Curtis said when we talked to him after that 270 feature, he was just happy to finish a race and finish up front with the luck they've had. But tough break.
I didn't see Curtis break because I was watching the 3M, who in 1 lap has gone from 12th to 6th.
They don't call him Wild Man for nothing. Cameron
Bellinger. 3 wide multiple times on that 1 lap.
There he is.
Yeah. And now he gets a double file restart because we got a lap in. He could be in the lead before 2 laps are complete.
Again, 1 down. 34 to go in this one. 600s coming up next. The 600cc division will run their main event next, and then we will round out the evening. The 35-lap A main for the 125cc division.
He's not the only one that picked up a bunch of spots. Nick Skias has picked up 4 in 1 lap. Swavely started 11th, and he is up to 8th in 1 lap. So there are guys, they're not waiting. Extra laps, but they're not waiting.
And yeah, I think it's the old adage, you know, I'd rather be up front or out front if I can get there. It kind of helps to avoid trouble, although long green flag stretch may get you into lap traffic, and who knows what could happen then, but still, sure, you'd rather be up front. even in a longer distance race. Sammy Shank, now the leader. Clinton Hauser will start second. Austin Gravy lines up third. He's the 87. 88K of Kane Rogers in fourth. Alan Durham, the 28A, inside of row 3, and then it will, and Bellinger bounced off Durham's car in the front straightaway. We've got a couple of others taking evasive action through the infield. Patrick Kern and Robert Shadaman, they go back onto the track on the backstretch. And Austin Gravy is now the new leader with 2 laps down.
Watching Nick Skias pick off 2 cars a lap as he tries to get to the front. He knows he has to hurry because if one of these fast cars gets out front ahead of him, he's not going to have time to catch him.
The one driver that we have not mentioned yet, but we're about to, it's that white car in second. That's the leader, Austin Gravy, the number 87. But there is a white number 5S in second spot. Jason Swavely. Yeah, you just saw the nose of his car. Jason Swavely is a 3-time winner of this Clyde Martin Memorial Race in the Sportsman division. His last one in this race coming back in 2013.
And another guy we have not mentioned yet has just made his way to third. That's Mike Rutherford. He trying to follow Jason through right now and get to that front quick. He's running the top. He's one of the few that's up there. Skias is one of the other ones, and he has cracked the top 10 in 8 laps from the rear. Currently 8th. There.
Top 3, Alf corner number 4. Gravy continues to show the way. Gonna have a slower car in front of him now. 28S of Sechrist.
Running his lane.
Yeah, that's going to allow Swavely and Rutherford to close in. Gravy, though, nice move. Caught Sechrist at a good spot. Swavely, though, big run off turn 2. Down to the inside on the back chute. Swavely slides up in front of Gravy. New leader.
I'm pretty sure that lap counted.
It is looking that way on the scoring monitor, yes. And that means Jason Swavely given credit for leading lap 11 just before the yellow. And the yellow, by the way, for that number 16P, Patrick Kern.
Something happened on the front stretch here. Patrick caught another car with his right front, and it bent the axle back. He had no way to even steer that thing. Lucky to get it stopped before he ended up in the Ute tires. Might have a look at it here. Oh, there's some contact in front of him. Here he comes right there. And you see the front end is destroyed on that thing.
Yeah, he was running hard off the corner, got into the back of the 7, Dave Schroeder. Yeah. And Schroeder was on the brakes because cars were bouncing off one another in front of him, so.
Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time for
exactly.
Patrick.
Tough break. Kern finishing runner-up to Jason Swavely one night ago on Friday night up at Linda's Speedway. Sportsman run at Linda's 5-6 times a year, maybe only 4, a few times. Anyway, Friday was one of those nights, and Kern looked like a sure winner up at Linda's on Friday night until it got hung up behind the lap car. Jason Swavely took advantage, and Swavely went on to win. So Jason looking to make it a 2-win weekend here in the Sportsman division. And he'd love to put his name on that trophy, the Clyde Martin Memorial Trophy, for the 4th time in this Sportsman class. I think Mike Rutherford may have something to say about it, though.
Yeah. And Nick Skias up to 7th from 19th. So
Bellinger
I don't
now
know
5th.
if he has enough time, but we'll see.
There's still 24 laps to run.
Time
is not an issue in this one. Look at Bellinger, though. Great restart off the inside of turn 4. I think Bellinger snookered them all, getting to the inside of Gravy and Rutherford. Jason Swavely out front. Got a good restart, broke away. Bellinger, though, now to 2nd. Swavely putting some daylight between himself and runner-up Cameron Bellinger. Rutherford still within striking distance, just a car length or 2 behind Bellinger. Good run for Austin Gravy, nipping at the heels of Mike Rutherford in the race for 3rd. There's a good look at Bellinger out of Middletown, Delaware. second spot, look a little bit further back in the pack. There, now we go back to the race leader, Jason Swaley. Look at the high line run used by the top three there in turns 1 and 2. Jason will dip down to the tires, the infield tires, in 3 and 4. So two distinctly different lines at opposite ends of the racetrack.
I think the reason a lot of these guys going up top over there's a little bit of a bump, but we got a caution. Don't see any cars, so it's probably debris.
Yeah. 17 laps shown on the scoreboard, 17 complete. That means we are 1 lap shy of halfway. And the debris on the front straightaway, Bruce.
Yeah. I was saying that the reason a lot of those guys are going up top in 1 and 2, there's a bump in turn 2 that they're trying to avoid. It's breaking momentum, and they're trying to keep their momentum up, and it's a lot smoother up toward the fence. And then at the bottom of 3 and 4, just seems like it's so strong right now. There's so much moisture down there that the top isn't fast enough to stay up with it. So that's kind of what's going on right now. There are some guys running the bottom in 1 and 2. We'll see if they can find a way around that bump on the bottom and make it fast enough to stay with the front runners that were running up near the wall. Skias, thankful for the yellow. He's up to 6th now. And what I said last time, I didn't mean to say that he didn't have enough time, but with the fast guys up at the front now,
because
if they check out, that's what I mean by not having enough time.
No, I got you. Understand completely. And it is going to be tough, but boy, Nick, these double file restarts play into his favor in that regard because it doesn't let them get away.
Right.
On a long stretch of green flag racing. And we go back to 16 laps complete. 16 were scored when the yellow appeared. Bellinger with a slide job in turns 1 and 2, going for the lead. Swavely battles back down on the inside. Jason forging back in front, and now Rutherford tried to get a nose under Bellinger for second. Couldn't quite do it, but Mike is still there on the backstretch. Oh, and Cameron got a little twitchy in 3 and 4. Rutherford able to get by him, so Mike Rutherford now the runner-up.
Right behind them, a torrid battle for 4th between Graby and the aforementioned Nick Skias. Both, there they are, battling it out. Graby goes to the top. Skias has a run underneath, and he makes it stick down the backstretch. Graby going to try and get back underneath. Nick shuts the door, and he's taken 4th now.
Mike Rutherford. We talked about him coming back. I forgot that he was in a Sportsman here tonight down in Victory Lane after the 270 main event. I said Rutherford would try to get a second win here tonight in the 600 division. He could end up with 3 here tonight, and I wouldn't discount him. He is coming after Jason Swavely here in this Sportsman main event. Jason able to fight him off so far, but there's still 13 laps remaining.
Now a couple guys going to the top in 3 and 4 as well. Oh, and we got one
Gravy
over.
on his side. Danny Lane involved as well. They were racing hard side by side. Back about 8th, 9th position. And almost looked like they hooked. Wheels. Both cars went spinning. And as they separated, it kind of pulled Gravy's machine onto its side. 87 now back on all 4 wheels. There's a good look at Nick Skias powering through the corner.
Yeah, it looked like they were hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, I thought they were more side by side, but Lane had Gravy's rear bumper hooked to his car, I believe. There's a good, yeah.
Unless Gravy spun out and just ran up into him, that might have been what happened.
Yeah, we kind of missed the beginning of that whole altercation, but tough break for both of them. That's the bottom line. Although Gravy back underway, as is Danny Lane Jr. They will restart at the back of the pack. There's your race leader, 5S Jason Swavely.
So double file, and guess who that helps? The 88 of Nick Skias.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Rutherford, but yeah, you're right. Nick Skias as well.
19th to 4th. Nothing to sneeze at there for Nick. We'll see if he can get on that front stretch and you can go down and talk to him about this. But man, there are 4 fast cars up front right now. I don't know which 3 you're going to get to talk to.
Swavely has held them back so far.
Yeah. It's a tough break for Graby and Dan Lane, who were, I believe, 5th and 6th at the time.
Well inside the top 10, yeah.
Austin able to continue. The ring
got wing
bent
down.
pretty hard. That's going to hurt him a little bit there. See if Danny Lane can do anything from the back there either.
There they are, the front 2 rows. Like Bruce said, stacked with talent.
Anybody's guess right now.
Swavely, and a lot of experience. When I say talent, that equates to an awful lot of experience. Wins, championships, you name it. Swavely in front, pulls up in front of Rutherford as we go back to green. Bellinger trying to throw a huge slider around the inside of turns 1 and 2. It carried him to 2nd spot for a few seconds. Rutherford, though, powers back under him. Here goes Cameron. Back to 2nd, and all Nick Skias can do right now is watch that battle right in front of him.
They're taking both lanes. He has nowhere to go with it right now.
And what this, oh wow, Bellinger bouncing off the turn 1 guardrail. But what all that dicing meant for Jason Swavely is that he was able to get away.
Yeah, he was.
While Rutherford and Bellinger fought for 2nd. Rutherford's got it now, and he has pulled away from Cameron Bellinger, and once again closes in on race leader Jason Swavely. You see the gap there from 1st to 2nd, 8 laps to go. Plenty of time. There's Cameron Bellinger. He's always going to make it exciting. Right now he is in 3rd. It will be a good points night even if Cameron finishes there. Nick Skias 4th. And a great run for the 88K Kane Rogers.
I was just about to say that.
In 5th spot. Yeah, how about
Brian Kramer from the back as well? He started, what, 1 spot behind Nick Skias, and he's in 6th. So great run for Brian as well coming
back,
from the back.
to the heat races earlier tonight, Bruce. I don't think Kramer was able to take the green in his heat race. He had mechanical issues.
Yeah.
And I think they had to push him off the track just before the green flag. So a tremendous comeback story there.
And he's looking for a top 5. He's all over Kane Rogers right now for 5th. Swavely's in lap traffic.
Oh yeah, it's heavy, but boy, Jason is just slicing his way through it. Rutherford, oh, and we've got a yellow with 2 to go.
And that was his own fault.
Quentin Hauser, the number 22, taking a tumble in corner number 4. You obviously had a good look at it. I was watching the leaders.
He was getting lapped, and Swavely brushed him on the way by, and I think it upset him. It looked like he was coming back after him. I won't say for sure, it's just telling you what it looked like. And he ended up in the fence, but maybe it was just driver error too. I've done that myself.
It will be a single file restart because we are down to 3 laps remaining. So we are within that final 5 lap window where we go to single file. The good news, Clinton Hauser, okay. Emotionally, like you said, he may be a little bit hot under the helmet.
Well, he's a rookie too, so it could have just been, I'm going to get that spot back, and just drove it in too hot. So I'm, of course, speculating. All I can really tell you is he had no help. I'm just thankful that he's okay because he caught, man, did he hit that wall a ton. And right at the entrance to the track there, where it gets a little hairy, we have some tires there to protect the drivers, but it's just not a good spot to be testing the wall. Well, there's no good spot to be testing the wall, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. Jason Swavely, Mike Rutherford. Now, again, it will be a single file restart, which should play into Swavely's favor. Although Mike Rutherford, as we pointed out in the previous race, really good, really sharp on these restarts.
And I don't think Rutherford wanted that yellow. He was reeling
Yeah, you're right.
in lap traffic. Now he's got a clear track in a single file restart.
Yeah, Jason's been really good, especially on an open track. Top three set sail down the backstretch. Nick Ski is fourth, and we've got more trouble. Yellow again.
But 3 cars stopped.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Alan Durham, the 28A, and the 87 of Austin Gravy. And Swavely going by the 3rd car now in trouble. Danny Lane Jr. over there, car number 3. There's Danny parked in the second corner. So there's still 3 laps left to run here, the Sportsman main event. As we mentioned, the 600cc main event coming up next. Based on recent races run by the 600s here, folks, you don't want to go anywhere.
No.
Going to be an exciting one.
And the line is already on the fence from the Sportsman and the 2.7s running up there. Yeah. So there's going to be a top, and most likely there's going to be a bottom. So
something tells me slide jobs aplenty coming up in that 600 main event. Slide job city. Danny Lane, actually all 3 cars that were involved there look like they'll be able to restart at the back of the field.
87 is going to be sent off.
Okay. Austin Gravy heading for the pit area. The Rexmont Rocket, Austin Gravy. Tough night here in the Sportsman main event. He'll be back for the 125cc feature, which will be our final race of the evening. We'll be back with you on BRC 11 coming up August the 12th. And folks, I know, and we say it all the time, you got to see it in person. Bruce mentioned it earlier tonight. It's awesome on TV, but you've got to see it in person. However, do not show up here next Saturday night.
No.
August the 5th. It is a scheduled night off here at the Speedway, so the track will be dark. No racing here on August 5th. We return on August 12th. Rutherford is going for the lead. Oh, he caught an infield tire. And Swavely now. You saw the sparks as Jason bounced off the guardrail. Rutherford has the lead with 2 laps to go. Swavely right there on his tail. Bellinger about 2 car lengths back in 3rd. Nick Skias working on Cameron for that spot. White flag to Mike Rutherford. Swavely losing a little bit of ground now to Rutherford. He's gonna go 2 for 2 here tonight. Mike Rutherford wins the Sportsman portion of the Clyde Martin Memorial Race over Jason Swavely. Cameron Bellinger, the point leader, hangs on to finish 3rd. His 3-race win streak now snapped. And Nick Ski is 4th. Kane Rogers, great run for the 88K, coming home in 5th. So that'll do it for our Sportsman main event. I think it could be an interesting conversation.
Maybe not.
With 2nd and 3rd, well, at least with 2nd place. Not sure. Jason Swavely heading for the scale. We'll be down trackside to talk to the winner and anyone else who may show up right after this timeout.
When you drive over to Hollinger Sports and Turf, we supply only the highest end power equipment. All the best brands of ATVs ready to tear up the dirt. We have the names you want in everything adventurous and sporty, whether it's gear and apparel, lawn and landscaping equipment, or just the rides. Our friendly service will provide you with the greatest in Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Cub Cadet, and more, letting you enjoy the outdoors the way you should at Hollinger Sports and Turf.
When all your work is done, you're ready to have some fun. A big party for everyone, a time for celebration.
Eagle Rental is your complete party rental and wedding service center. We have everything you need to make your special event memorable and stress-free at a competitive rate. Stop by our showroom and marvel at all we have to offer.
Eagle Rental Center. turf. For work or play, we've got it covered.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Perfection is the result of constant innovation, persistence, and extreme engineering. At Hyper Racing, we seek perfection in everything we do. It's in the soul of our new X7 chassis. It's why our drivers have over 6,000 feature wins. Experience perfection. Go to hyperracing.com and get the 2017 Hyper Racing catalog. Be a part of perfection. Hyper Racing.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please.
Welcome back to Clide Martin Memorial Speedway. We saw a heck of a Sportsman event just a few moments ago, and right now we're gonna send it down on the track to talk to at least first and third place cars down there, as Mike Rutherford and Cameron Bellinger are going to talk to Mr. Barry Angstad.
Thank you, Bruce. We got to do one little chore first here. Hannah B, that's what the ticket says, Hannah B, Zach Shimp, JJ Barnett, and Daquan Quickle. Come on down. You're going to get a ride from Jim Harrington. And parents, Jimmy's going to drop them off by the refreshment stand. So you can collect your children up by the refreshment stand. Also, Wyatt Fritz, you're going to get the autographed Chameleon Cup from winner Mike Rutherford. First, though, I need to wade through the crowd. Excuse me. And we will chat with third place finisher Cameron Bellinger. 3-race win streak snapped, but still a good points night.
Well, this is the most important race of the year and the most prestigious. I'm just very happy to even be parked out here. I mean, I know I say it every week. I race so hard. We all race so hard. It's crazy out here. The Sportsman division is unreal. But, I mean, I raced harder than I've ever raced just to try to, even keep up with them guys. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is Mike Rutherford's last achievement here. So big congrats to him on winning the Clyde. I know he really wanted it in the Sportsman division. I'm glad to see Jason running well, too. He's struggled the past couple weeks, but I'm just glad that we were able to finish up here and have a good run for my team and all the fans out here.
Cameron, awesome. You always make it exciting, so thank you, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Cameron Bellinger finishing third. Jason Swavely headed for the scales. He actually has to climb into his 600. So does this guy, so we'll make it quick. Mike Rutherford, Cameron pointed it out, and I'm glad he reminded me, you needed a Clyde Martin Memorial win here in the Sportsman to kind of complete your resume, right?
Well, first I want to apologize to Jason and Mike Rice. I had no idea he was going to try to come back around the outside. I was expecting him to cross me over, and I was drifting up to the fence. And by the time I realized he was out there, it was way too late, and we got together. So again, I'm really sorry to Jason. You definitely don't want to win a race like that. To your point, this is the only class we had never won the Clyde Martin race in, so it was definitely nice to get a win. We'll see if Danny Lane wants to get back in this thing next week.
All right, Mike, I know you've got a race to run, so I'm going to get you to sign the cup. Again, Wyatt Fritz, if you're here, meet me by the gate. And Bruce, he's got another one to go. Can Mike Rutherford make it a 3-win night? We're going to find out here in the 600s.
Yeah, that's why he's skinnier than me, because he gets more calorie burn in an evening. But we'll be back to watch him and a bunch of other guys try and put their name on a trophy in the 600s right after this.
Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper
the place with the helpful hardware folks.
I'm going fishing and I need a new cooler.
So I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Key-Aid Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
Welcome back to Clide Martin Memorial Speedway, whose live coverage of microsprint racing, brought to you by BRC11, is brought to you in part by Sports and Turf Group on Oregon Pike and Ephrata, right off of 222 and 272 in Brownstown. You can go down there, check out their Can-Am selection. They have all kinds of ATVs and equipment if you need to work or move dirt or whatever you need to do. Go down and talk to Doug Michael or his crew, or you can give them a call at 717-859-5455.
Bud Spring Service on Arcadia Road in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for all your suspension rebuilds and service. Give them a call at 717-392-3416.
And MJF Trucking, located in Reinholds, PA. From one load to 100, they can take care of any of your fill dirt, stone, salt, coal, whatever you need, Barry. They'll bring it to you. Give Mike a call at 717-336-7151.
The Hyper Racing 600 division assembling here on the front straightaway. And let's get into that starting lineup, Bruce. The pole sitter in the 14S is Logan Spar. Alongside Logan will be the 2080 Chris Gerhardt.
Second row, the third starter is the 15P of Chris Pansner, and outside him, a feature winner earlier this year, the 11Z, Zach Light.
The 6H Ryan Hook will start fifth, and going sixth, car number 14, Jason Swavely.
Starting seventh, you just talked to him, Barry, the 2S of Mike Rutherford, and eighth, the 75, Jared Kunkel.
Back in ninth, it'll be Bradley Brown in the number 23, and next to Bradley, the 25K, Kyle Spence.
11th starter, the 03 of Ryan Groff, and outside, your point leader, the 83 of Heath Hainley.
13th starter is Brent Ely aboard his number 17, and going 14th, the 25 of Sean Brandel.
15th is the 11K of Cassidy Michael, and outside the 1 of Willer Custer.
The 23R Rebecca Lamo starts 17th, and going 18th, it'll be Brett Cronrath in car number 16.
10th row inside the 81 is Hunter James, and outside in the 15 is Don Hess.
Final row will have the 22 of Nash Ely, and scheduled to start 22nd, although I think he lost an engine back in warm-ups, the 7J Chris Oration, and the 7J is not on the racetrack. So we have 21 starters ready to go. Drivers. Oh, we are waiting for the 2S Mike Rutherford. Thank you. Right, Mike had to make the quick change.
He's coming now.
And buckle in, yeah. Rutherford, who we mentioned, will be starting 7th in this one. And Mike is already a 3-time winner. In fact, I think it may even be 4 of this Clyde Martin Memorial event in the 600cc division. Taking a look back through the record book, yeah, 2006, 2011, 2012, and again last year. So Rutherford, a 4-time winner Bruce, we can't count him out here. Going for the triple here tonight. Rutherford will line up 7th. At this time, drivers, start your engines. 600s come to life down here on the front straightaway. Chris Pansner, good starting spot. Chris will be up in 3rd in that number 15P. He won this race 2 years ago. Sending the field away now. Troubles for the, maybe, possible troubles for the 28E Chris Gerhardt.
Just wouldn't fire for him. I think we'll get him started here.
Scheduled to start 2nd. But with the 600s, Bruce, if they do not start up and if they cannot pull away on their own from the front stretch here, it means they start to the rear.
Yeah.
So Gerhardt may be giving up the outside front row starting spot.
Yeah, I was curious how that worked. I know they have to fire to come out onto the track.
Right.
I didn't know if
Then
that was the
one
rule
reason,
or
yeah,
if
why
they
we
have to
shut 'em
fire
down.
on the track. So we'll get that
Ladies and
clarified.
gentlemen, you know what time it is. You can forget about the rest because you're looking at the very best, and we've got them 4 abreast. You won't have to wait. The ground's about to shake as the Super 600s go side by side and 3 wide at the Clyde. It's Hyper Racing 600 feature time. The Clyde Martin Memorial Race, 35 laps the distance. They'll split up now, get side by side, ready for the double file start.
It does appear that Gerhardt will have to go to the rear, and wow, what an oh my.
Yeah, tough break.
That is not his car. He normally drives the 51. He has been waiting for an engine, I believe. They moved, and Chris was taking priority with some of the stuff he needed to do at home, but he did pick up a ride from Patrick Ely.
I think
and
this
that's
car is
his-
owned by Pat Ely, yeah.
Pat Ely's car, and Pat wanted Chris specifically to shake it down and try and get it running because it was not working properly. And Chris, week by week, it's been a frustrating experience
Yeah.
for him, but week by week that car gets better. He won his
Absolutely.
heat race tonight, and unfortunately, man,
Yeah.
he just can't catch a break. That thing just wouldn't start there on the front stretch.
We're ready. Rolling into that start zone in turn number 3. Logan Spar on the inside of the front row. He is the race leader and pole sitter, and Logan Spar takes the field out of turn 2. Chris Pansner moving quickly to the runner-up spot. They're 3 wide for 3rd for a moment. Rutherford working the bottom lane, and yellow is out with 1 lap down. 2 cars in trouble over there. Corner number 4, there they are. The aforementioned Chris Gerhardt, 28E, and the 22 of Nash Ely.
Isn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. Much like Spence in the 270s.
Yeah.
That's been Gerhardt's year.
Get at least a partial look at it here, Bruce. Top of the screen. Oh, there's.
Yeah, looks like Conrath went around on his own, and
then
there
Hess
was,
hit him and straightened him out.
Yeah.
While Nash Ely and Chris Gerhardt got together. Hoping that thought Nash would just have to be pushed away and able to restart. I guess they're just checking to make sure no serious damage on that car now. To see if it will restart. 1 lap has been scored. 1 lap down, 34 to go. Logan Spar leading from the pole. Chris Pansner actually moved up to 2nd in the starting order because Gerhardt had to go to the rear. Pansner in 2nd spot. Zach Light, Mike Rutherford were fighting for 3rd. Zach Light, I believe, will have that spot. Yeah, he was scored 3rd as lap 1 was completed. Rutherford 4th.
Rutherford, the big mover on that original start. He picked up 3. Swavely was kind of following him through there.
I'm sure Jason Swavely would like a shot at a little bit of
I was not going to mention it.
redemption. Certainly like to get by Rutherford. All right, Spar on the inside, Chris Panzer on the outside. That's row one. Spar got a real good jump there. Pansner, I'm not sure if he was a little caught sleeping a little bit, but Chris fell back into the clutches of Zach Light. Pansner now rebounding in the high groove. He will go back to second spot, although Zach Light right there looking real good down to the bottom. Light fighting hard. Rutherford at the middle, almost 3 wide for the runner-up spot. Looking a little bit further back, that's Ryan Hook in the 6H. That's Bradley Brown, the 23 on the outside. Jared Kunkel following Brown.
Pansner dropped the lane. Rutherford looked to the outside. Now he'll cross over the inside and make the move. Here comes Pansner back. Great battle for second.
Nice crossover move there by Pansner. Rutherford, though, real good down the middle lane of the front stretch. Mike Rutherford now has second. Look at Swavely squeezing to the outside of Chris Pansner. Big action, a little bit further back in the pack. Ryan Groff, the 03, trying to move his way forward. You saw Jared Kunkel, the 75, running the high lane. Now we go back to the 3-car battle for second spot. Oh, there's Swavely. Gave Rutherford a little bit of time. Hey, buddy, I'm here. Rutherford pulling around Logan Spar. Oh, Swavely. Oh, man, I thought he was going to go over.
Wow.
And he took some of the fence with him there as he spun, Bruce.
What happened?
Got in a little bit too high.
Well, what happened was he came out of turn 4. Rutherford was down inside of Logan Spar. Spar came up the track thinking he had clear lane to come in behind Rutherford. Swavely was there, and it pinched Swavely in the fence, and so he couldn't set the car into turn 1 the way he wanted to, and it messed up his whole entry to the turn. The car climbed the wall, and he took a pole out of the fence. We're going to see it maybe here on the replay.
That's, yeah, some of that action. We
That's right
talked about the
behind
75
this.
of Kunkel. You see the 25K.
There it is. He's climbing the fence,
Jason.
and there he caught the pole.
Yep. You see the chain link, yeah, just rip away.
Yeah, it's
Kunkel and Kyle Spence did a heck of a job. They did actually get together, but were able to avoid contact with Jason Swavely.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, this will be.
He caught the cushion
really
there
good look
and sent him up the wall, and he fortunately caught the pole that was already bent, so hopefully it gave a little easier. But that front end's messed up. He's going to need to tow off, and hopefully he's okay. I'm glad I think the EMTs did go over. They left already. It's those sudden stops that you worry about.
Yeah.
You're going 60 miles an hour, 50, 60 miles an hour, and then the thing just stops, and you don't. Those are the ones you really worry about.
And folks who may have never seen it live here or not real familiar with racing, you just said 50, 60 miles an hour, and people are sitting at home saying, I go faster than that on the highway. But again, we keep saying it over and over again. You've got to see it here in this confined area with 22, 23 other cars inches apart. These cars are so quick, and this track makes it, they're so quick here. Yeah. Speed is a kind of a relative term, I think. 55, 60 in this arena, to phrase it that way.
Well, and I say that
is really fast.
Yeah, at 55, 60 in the middle of the turn.
Right.
On the straightaway, you're going faster than that.
Right.
So
average speed. I guess I was thinking more. Yeah, average speed is probably somewhere 55, 60.
Yeah, I would say average is 60. So you're probably, you're getting faster than that on the straightaways. The track's fast. When you're up top like that, you're keeping your momentum, so you're keeping more of your speed up. But
they are checking now. Yeah, just making sure that fence is still, see just how much damage may have been done, and do we need to do any repairs? Pretty important part of keeping everybody safe is that fence, and so they're going to take some time here and probably make some repairs right there where you see Mike Fry and a couple of other peoples. That's Mike's dad, Scott, on the four-wheeler. Yeah, when you can crawl through the hole in the fence, it's not a good thing.
And he ripped that pole right out of the ground, so they're going to have to at least put it back in there. So maybe we'll take a small break.
This work goes on. Yeah, we'll take a timeout. Good time to pay some bills. So we'll be back right after these messages.
When you drive over to Hollinger Sports and Turf, we supply only the highest end power equipment. All the best brands of ATVs ready to tear up the dirt. We have the names you want in everything adventurous and sporty, whether it's gear and apparel, lawn and landscaping equipment, or just the rides. Our friendly service will provide you with the greatest in Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, Ski-Doo, Cub Cadet, and more, letting you enjoy the outdoors the way you should at Hollinger Sports and Turf.
When all your work is done, you're ready to have some fun. A big party for everyone, a time for celebration.
Eagle Rental is your complete party rental and wedding service center. We have everything you need to make your special event memorable and stress-free at a competitive rate. Stop by our showroom and marvel at all we have to offer.
Eagle Rental Center. For work or play, we've got it covered.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Perfection is the result of constant innovation, persistence, and extreme engineering. At Hyper Racing, we seek perfection in everything we do. It's in the soul of our new X7 chassis. It's why our drivers have over 6,000 feature wins. Experience perfection. Go to hyperracing.com and get the 2017 Hyper Racing catalog. Be a part of perfection. Hyper Racing.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please.
Because you've got a race. Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind. Online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing and I need a new cooler.
I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Keyade Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
And we're back at Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway, still working on the fence and Some of those bills are being paid tonight by Sports and Turf Group of Lancaster. I saw Doug Michael earlier tonight out here. Got his new Can-Am Spider roaming around. Beautiful.
We tried to
gold
talk
one.
him into pacing the field, being the pace car with that thing, with the Spider, but he won't go for it.
If you'd like to see one live, you can go visit Doug and talk to him. There on Oregon Pike and Ephrata and see everything they have to offer from Can-Am and everyone else.
Bud Spring Service on Arcadia Road. We talk about the Clide Martin Memorial Race and just four-stroke racing in general here at Lanco. And, you know, Rich Fox of Bud Spring Service was one of the top competitors in the four-stroke division for many years. Also ran a 600 for a while. Now he's handling all of your spring and suspension rebuilds and service needs at Bud Spring Service on Arcadia Road in Lancaster. Give Rich a call. Talk racing or talk suspensions. 717-392-3416 is the number.
Those things go hand in hand.
They do.
Yeah. MJF Trucking and Reinhold's VA, I can speak about them firsthand. Mike Freed will take care of whatever you need. And literally it's one load to 100. I can't tell you how many times we go out and do just one load. So we're happy to do it. And anything you need, you can give Mike a call at 717-336-7151.
Man Contracting. Call the man when you need a can. A dumpster for any occasion. You're cleaning out the attic maybe, or the basement, or getting ready to move to a new house. You need a dumpster. It happens. Call Man Contracting at 717-336-4466.
Scratch Bakes on
food, Bruce. You get the one about the food.
They figure, well, if there's anybody going to be able to sell them food, it's me. You can come see us live, and you'll understand that Barry and I like food. So
a lot. And
you can get some good stuff there at Scratch Bakes.
Absolutely.
They're closed right now, but you can visit them at normal business hours. They're on West Main Street in Ephrata. More than just bakery stuff. You can get hot food. You can get beverages. So go there, right on the corner of State, Main, and Square in Ephrata.
You know, right?
Yes.
You know exactly where they are.
I was right around there today.
Okay.
I did not go in, but I probably should have.
Hey, and the folks at Reanimated Art Tattoo Studio have been supporting these broadcasts and the races here at Clyde Martin Speedway for the past several years now. And we certainly thank them for their support. You need some new artwork? These are the folks you want to call. They're located on North Main Street in Manheim. Give them a call if you have any questions or want to set up an appointment. 717-664-2877 is the number.
You got a nice picture of your 270 piston there.
There we go.
That's what that was.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Not my 270.
Oh, and if you need a 270 or you just need a piston, you can call Hyper Racing, 220-4470. Talk to Mike, Jim, Chris, JD, whoever answers the phone. You could come here and talk to Barry and Shirley. They'll be happy to help you.
Dicely, that is.
Yes,
yeah.
Whatever you need, hyperracing.com. Do everything online. If you don't like talking to people, you can do it all online. So they have state-of-the-art website for you, and they can help you with all your racing needs.
Yeah, their website is worth checking out. I said it before, even if you're not going to get into racing, but you're just a fan or you're curious, check it out. They do an awesome job. There it is, and we certainly want to give a shout-out to all those folks who are working hard out there to get that fence repaired and get us back underway. That's a volunteer group. You know, they're out here giving of their time and their services, and couldn't do it without them. Track officials, Scott and Mike Fry there, just two of the officials helping out. I think James Hamilton is down there as well, working on the fence, just out of the camera shot. But certainly our thanks and appreciation to all those who are down there working hard to get that fence mended and get us back underway.
Yeah, and as a driver, you know, whether it's these guys or the EMTs or whatever,
Right.
there's so many people that take their time to make sure that you're safe out there. And
yes,
I appreciate, you know, all the stuff that they do. And I know a lot of the guys that I race with do too. And you don't see them, and really you don't want to see them. I mean, because the less you see the EMTs and the less you see the
Right.
track crew, the better, because that means things are going smoothly and there's no issues. But when things need done, it's great to have, good people around, and we do.
Absolutely. And I believe they are getting close to wrapping up the work. You see the tractor backing away now, and it takes me back. This one takes me back to about, I think, the year 2008 or so. We had a really big event here, Super 600 Showdown. It may have been called Micromania by then, I'm not sure, but we had a car come out here and just tear down about 100 foot or so, maybe 150 feet of fence. It started, I think, here in the front stretch and went into turn one that night. And, big stage, big race. I think we were paying $10,000 to win that night. And you don't need something like that. This was kind of a minor bump in the road here, so to speak. But, yeah, and we had the crew, same thing. Volunteers come right out, put the fence back up, got it patched up, and we were back racing in virtually no time, even that night. So great job by these folks once again. We're going to take another time out as they finish these repairs to the fence. We'll be back. Join.
Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing, and I need a new cooler.
So I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Keyade Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
We are back here at Lanco's Clide Martin Memorial Speedway on a very special night. The Clide Martin Memorial Race, held annually on the last Saturday in July. And fence repair taking place right now. We can show you why they are repairing the fence. Here it is, the reason we are under the red right now. Watch the number 14, Jason Swavely. Into the, he's really lucky right there. I thought he was going over right there, Bruce.
Yeah, you see the front end got really destroyed there. If you go back to the very beginning of that, you can see where he gets kind of pinched into the wall, and it just upsets his whole entry into that corner. And then I think he caught the cushion with the right rear, and that's what really sent him up the wall. And looks like they might be about done over there.
I think so. Yeah, the good news is that they're finished with the repair, and also that Jason Swavely is okay after that incident. So wrapping things up, good look at the crowd. Folks, how about a nice round of applause for those gentlemen, everybody out there working hard to fix that fence and get us back underway here. Thank you very much on their behalf. I know they appreciate it.
You know, you're going to have to change nicknames, Barry.
What am I going to have to change?
It was on the fence Kyle Spence, but that wasn't Kyle Spence.
It was almost through the fence, Jason Swavely. And I don't want to say that. Some of the younger fans down here, we've been giving rides to the kids here in between each main event. Folks out there enjoying the action.
Talk about a beautiful night.
Oh, just a fantastic
you
night.
Don't get nights in July like this.
No, sit outside, watch some great racing. Again, want to remind everybody, please don't show up next week. No racing here at the Clyde next Saturday, August the 5th, a scheduled night off. No, we should talk about, Bruce, look, 2 vintage cars right down there in front of the grandstands, in front of everyone. 2 of the 3 that were on display here all night long. It's the Clyde Martin Memorial. We honor the folks, not only Clyde Martin, who was the track's first flagman, but or the club's first flagman, but all those who have passed on, who helped get this club started and made it into what it is today. And we really need to have some of that's what the race cars look like. That one's probably back to the 50s.
Yeah, they're a little older than me, so I don't know how intelligently I could talk about them. But, yeah, I got to be honest, no roll cages back in those days. And that would
look
make
at the tires. Look how skinny the tires are.
Yeah, that would make you think a little bit. And I was talking to Roger Martin here, one of the original club members. He's been around here the whole time, and I asked him about the suspension on these cars. There's no suspension on them.
And see that lever there just outside the cockpit area? That's not a gear shift, folks. That's a handbrake. They were braking by hand back in the day. So, yeah, great look. That one owned by Mark Kaler, the number 65. And I believe they told us the driver, Dick Bertolett, was the driver of that number 65. Glenn Kaler has, you saw that number 11, I believe, in the previous camera shot. That is a car owned by Glenn and was campaigned. There it is, by Glenn Kaler. Tires a little bit wider there. That was a little bit different era then.
I would love to get 24 of these things out there and
wouldn't
see
that
it
be cool? Yeah.
Love it.
Vintage racing with other divisions, like the bigger cars, that's becoming a big deal.
Yeah.
So why not? Why couldn't we make vintage racing, a big deal? They do it with 3/4 midgets, though, too. They're kind of smaller cars. And there's the Blue Knight was the name given to that car. It's still owned by Craig DeSantis. It was driven by Craig.
You see the primitive roll cage on that thing, and that's a guy. I bet that's a guy who went over once or twice and said, "You know what? I've had enough of this." And he got wise.
And you see the coilover, the shocks there, and the springs. You know, they started putting suspensions on them about that time. That one, Roger Martin, 60s vintage, 60s or early 70s. The number 39, 70s. Yeah, starting the 1970s. So really cool that part of the history is being preserved like that. And we had one other car from the 50s that actually was trying to make a lap on the track. Unfortunately, it didn't go real well, but Vern Schmuck, who's been a member of the club along with Roger Martin for all 60 years of Lanco's existence, Vern tried to take his number 22 from the old industrial flathead division around here. And
yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Vern's car, but he's run that around here the last couple of years, if I remember right. So, and I think it did fire, and then something happened. So hopefully Vern can get that fixed and bring it out again. But yeah, it's something to see.
So honoring the past and just really excited about the present too, because we got some great racing. You see the modern day cars now circling. Mike Rutherford leading with 8 laps down here in the 600cc main event.
I was just thinking, Barry, one other great thing about those old cars that we saw, that they didn't have anything on the top.
No, they did not.
None of those wings, but hey, we like it both ways, right?
How about that? Jason Swavely is on the racetrack and will restart at the back of the pack.
Oh, man, that's great crew work, and I love seeing that.
There he is.
I was raised on bigger car racing than this, and you were allowed to go in the pits, and you were allowed to make repairs. They didn't wait for you. But, man, if you could get it done, you could come back out, and I love seeing that. I love that.
All right, field doubled up. Caution lights still on. for the moment. Mike Rutherford and Logan Spar sharing the front row. Rutherford the 2S, Spar the 14S. Chris Pansner, the 15P. We mentioned that Chris won this race 2 years ago. Biggest win of his career in this division. And right now he's got Zach Light, the 11Z. Zach is a one-time winner this year. Picked up the win a few months ago. Zach running well. He ran very well in his heat race earlier tonight. So the 11Z starting on the outside of row 2. And two guys that were really going at it just prior to that red flag. Jared Kunkel, the 75, and the 25K of Kyle Spence. They make up row 3, and we're going back to green. Rutherford to the top in 1 and 2. Pulls away, rockets away down the backstretch. Pansner getting by Spar for second place. And Jared Kunkel and Kyle Spencer still side by side. Spar and Pansner duel for the runner-up spot. Yellow is out. Two cars together in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
Ely's.
Yeah, both Ely's.
Not related to my knowledge.
Don't believe so.
Brent Ely and Nash Ely.
Yeah, Brent is driving that number 17. Nash Ely in the 22. Folks may be familiar with the name Dave Ely, who campaigned sprint cars for many seasons very successfully. Dave is the father of Nash Ely, the driver of that number 22. Dave now coaching Nash as Nash begins his racing career.
I believe that's a new car for him, Barry, tonight. It's you can see Hyper on the down tube there, and he was driving an Edge.
I believe so.
Frame,
I thought
so,
Nash had an Edge.
And I saw him
chassis.
go to Tech when he showed up tonight, and I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's a brand new car right there. So working the bugs out of the Hyper, or just getting a feel for a different car there, Nash Ely.
He's looked good. I think handling traffic, and that's the same for any, not only a young driver, but any driver starting out,
Yeah.
and especially in these 600s.
Well, the shame of it is he hurt himself in the heat race because he was in an invert spot, so he'd be more toward the front of the field. But what happened, he spun out with just a few laps left in
Yeah,
the
you're
heat,
right.
running third, and that put him to the back of the main event. And you're in that traffic, you gotta pick your way through, and sometimes there's nowhere to go, and that's happened to him twice now here in this race.
So it is Rutherford, still the race leader. Now he's got Chris Pansner to his outside, the 15P up to second position. 14S of Logan Spar third. The 25K Kyle Spence moves up to position number 4. There's Kyle on the outside of row number 2.
Started 10th.
Jared Kunkel, car number 75, will restart in 5th spot. Zach Light sliding back a couple of places. He'll restart 6th.
Chris Gerhardt just outside the top 10 right now, but he had to go to the rear, if you remember, from the beginning. So he's working his way back up through. And still a long way to go here with only 9 laps in.
Should mention, as we were talking about Kyle Spence, the 25K, who is now up to 4th after starting 10th. Kyle had a 5-race win streak here in the 600cc division. Just about a month or so ago was on that 5-race win streak. That was snapped.
By Dan Souter, yeah.
By Dan Souter.
Not here tonight.
Here we go, back to green. Now 9 laps complete. Ooh, Pansner and Spar rubbing wheels here in the front straightaway. They both got out of shape, quickly able to gather their mounts back under them and continue on. Pansner and Spar still side by side, and that is for second spot. Kyle Spence had thoughts of trying to make it 3 wide. Kyle right there working the bottom underneath Pansner now, as Rutherford simply blasts away from the field. Rutherford way out front, as this 3 now make it 5 cars just about under a blanket from second back through 6th. Pansner off turn 2, had a good run that time down the back chute, able to get away. Oh, they're almost 4 wide for third spot as they came out of corner number 4.
Yeah, Ryan Groff has jumped into that battle for third now. Spence has cleared Spar, and him and Pansner have a long way to go to get to Rutherford. It's a straightaway plus right now for Mike Rutherford.
Just kind of let you watch and enjoy there for a moment without saying anything. Boy, just watching these 600s rocking around this place is more than worth the price of admission.
I'm watching Jason Swavely come back up through the field now from the back on a mission right now. Try and get back. He's almost into the top 10.
On your screen is a 3-car battle for second position. Kyle Spence has it. Jared Kunkel just threw a slide job on Pansner. Pansner going to return the favor. Down in 3 and 4, but Jared ready for, and now Kunkel into the guardrail. He rode the guardrail through turns 1 and 2. Pansner able to get back by him. There's Logan Spar and point leader Heath Hanley. That is behind that battle for third spot. Spar currently 6th, Hanley 7th. Kyle Spence is 2nd. And on a mission, trying to track down Mike Rutherford. We've got 14 laps remaining. And Spence has almost a full straightaway to make up. Not quite a full straightaway. $13 to go. Spence chopping into that lead, enjoyed by Mike Rutherford. Rutherford dealing with some slower traffic. And that is allowing Kyle Spence to make up ground. There's Swavely.
Swavely rode the wall again last time. I thought he was going to do the same thing again, and luckily that thing stayed down off the wall that time.
Getting by Zach Light now, picking up another position is Jason Swavely. Well, no, now he's getting by the 11 seed of Zach Light. Zach not going to go away easily, though. And we are down to the final 10 laps.
Spence has caught Rutherford. The battle for the lead is about to begin.
There they go. Spence to the inside. Rutherford committed to the top. Side by side as they cross the start-finish line to complete lap 27. Rutherford pulls back in front, and cars in front of them racing for position.
Yep.
They don't want to simply move over, and the yellow is out. Oh, Logan Spar, who had run so well over these first 28 laps, involved with Rebecca Lamoth in corner number 2. Both cars able to drive away.
Running 8th at the time. Wow, that was getting real interesting in lap traffic. We'll see if they can keep that battle going here on open track, or if Rutherford can pull away again. There will be a double file restart, Barry. 7 laps to go, so it's still going to be interesting. And I was watching an intense battle with Jason Swavely and Zach Light. Swavely has cracked the top 10 again, and him and Zach Light were sliding each other and really going at it there. That's about 8th spot. Just why you have to be here. You can't look at it all at once, you know. It's crazy.
We are trying to fill you in on some of the really hot battles on the track, especially if it's for first and second or third. But there's so much racing throughout the pack, and a lot of times that's what you're seeing on your either computer screen or television screen, depending how you're watching the broadcast,
and now
or what
problems.
device you're using. And a tough break for Jared Kunkel. Is that a flat left rear
Yeah,
tire?
it looks like a left rear going down.
On the 75.
Wow, he was
heartbreaker. Yeah, he was 6th.
Wow. I thought he was further than that.
Jared 5th in points. He had been as high as 2nd in the standings, just not in the last month. But a couple of bad nights, and this one's going to be chalked up to another bad night, unfortunately, for Jared Kunkel. They've dropped him, the bad luck, dropping him back to 5th in the point standings.
And I'm not wondering how long that tire's been going down, because he was really racing hard right near the 3rd position, and then all of a sudden he started to go backwards. So I'm not wondering if that tire had started to go down a few laps earlier.
Bruce, Jason Swavely is up to 7th spot. How about that?
Yeah.
Tear down the fence and race back to 7th with 7 laps to go. Rutherford on the inside. Mike choosing the inside lane. Leader has the option on the double file restarts. Inside or outside. Rutherford picking the bottom. Kyle Spence on the outside.
And he's been going to the bottom in 3 and 4, running up top in 1 and 2. So not surprised that he took the bottom here.
Good run for Chris Pansner, the 15P there in 3rd. And how about the 0-3? We talked about him before the races even began tonight. Ryan Groff every week just seems to find his way to the front of the field.
Yeah,
in these features.
Can't believe he hasn't won this year already, but I do remember him winning, but that was last year already.
Yes, it was. I think the final race of the season.
He's going to get one yet this year, I'm sure of that.
He and Heath Hanley now side by side, almost 3 wide with Bradley Brown. That is for position number 4. Look at the slide job. Oh, Swavely getting tagged.
And he keeps going.
But he keeps going. That is one tough race car. Zach Light caught Jason Swavely as Jason was trying to avoid, I think it's Bradley Brown, yeah, the car at the top of the banking.
It looked like Brad and Heath, I think it was Heath, they were racing close and Brad got, it looked like he set the car and Brad wasn't expecting it and just drove over him. But don't quote me on that, it all happened pretty quick.
Yeah, we just took a look at Swavely's car as he rolled by us here and really doesn't look bad.
Heath went to the top. I don't think Brad was expecting it, and he
There's
rode
hit
over.
1 for Swavely. Now watch this. Okay, watch this. Wow.
And it actually helped him keep rolling, which is.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
Normally that just, brings you to a stop, so.
Even the nose wing isn't even knocked out of place on the 14. That is incredible. See a little bit of damage to the left side wing panel, but that could be from that incident when he tore for some fence down.
Yeah. Could be a nod to Terry Schaefer there, builder of that RTS chassis number 14.
I don't want to say it's a tank because it's very, very fast.
Yeah.
But is it strong as a tank?
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? We also want to tip our hats. How about Cassidy Michael, the 11K? See her right behind Jason Swavely. Cassidy in the 8th position here with 6 laps to go. Out of Mannheim with the Sports and Turf sponsorship on her car. Cassidy, quite the athlete. Soccer player, a basketball player in the wintertime, and a heck of a little race car driver here in the summertime.
I could do that when I was a teenager.
Those were the days.
Back in the day.
We thought they'd never end.
Yeah.
Rutherford and Kyle Spence once again on the front row. There's a good look at the 11K of Cassidy Michael. Sean Brandel on the outside of Cassidy.
6 laps to go.
6 to go.
Probably our last double file restart right here. Because even
Gotta
if we get a yellow,
close. Right.
we would go single. So this is it for double file right here. Rutherford got a good start last time. Let's see if Spence knows what he's planning here.
Pansner, Groff, row 2, Hanley, Swavely, row 3. Here we go. Spence is going to throw the slider on Rutherford, but Mike was ready. Crosses over out of turn 2. Spence will he was going to try it again. Yellow is out.
That's all you, buddy.
Second time tonight I've jinxed a driver, huh? This time it's Cassidy Michael. She and Hunter James, the number 81, getting together back there. See the flat right rear tire on Cassidy's car, and that might be the least of the damage. I don't know what the front end of that car looks like. All right, there's Cassidy in the middle. She's got Ryan hooked to her inside.
Pinched between 2 cars.
Yep, and Brandel on the outside.
And Hunter James is going to hit her in the right rear. There's nowhere to go.
Cassidy is spinning. Here comes the 81. Ooh, yeah, nowhere to go. Okay, I take it back. I don't think there's any front end damage on the 11K, but Hunter
that
just
right
kind
rear
of-
took the brunt of that.
Yeah, the 81 kind of punched her into right rear there,
Probably
so to
some,
speak.
Oh yeah, that right rear shock's bent.
Yeah.
You can see it, and probably some W-link damage.
Great
That's
look
the
there by the camera. Good job, guys.
Oh no, that's not the shock. That's the canister. So maybe it's all right. But yeah, some damage is all in the rear end there. I don't think I'm going to talk about anyone the rest of the evening.
Sorry, Cassidy. Blame that one on me.
Well,
still 6 to go, and this one will be single file.
Yeah, that was quite the battle. I didn't see what happened with Cassidy because I was watching Slide Job City up front.
Oh, it was awesome up front, yeah.
And now Mike Rutherford says, "Thank you very much. I'll take the single file restart."
That's right. Although, single file, Kyle Spence in second, you know, maybe he lays back a little bit here in the front stretch and then gets a run into turn one and throws another slide job. We'll see.
Yeah. Be interesting to see if Rutherford goes to the bottom in one, anticipating the slide job, but
true.
I doubt he wants to give the top to Spence. He knows that's where he wants to go. Every time you say his name, we know where Kyle Spence is going to run.
In this case, and you're a 600 racer, is it better to be the leader or the hunter? The hunted or the hunter?
I said depends on how good your car is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to ask these two guys right now. I think I'd always rather be the leader, but you definitely have advantages to being in second.
Chris Panzner, Ryan Groff, third and fourth. We're having a good little tussle there, along with the 83 of Heath Hanley. Jason Swavely restarting sixth. 25 of Sean Brandel is seventh. 6H Ryan Hook in the 8th spot. 14S Logan Spar 9th. 11Z Zach Light rounds out the top 10. We're back to green. Wow, what a restart for Mike Rutherford. Spence wasn't able to do anything with him because Rutherford got too far out in front. Great battle for third spot, though, between Panzner and Ryan Groff. There it is in turns 1 and 2.
And Hanley and Swavely are right there as well. 4 cars battling for third.
Rutherford with about a 2-car length advantage on Kyle Spence. Wow, Spence kicking up the dust in 1 and 2. Couldn't get any higher. Now Kyle drops to the bottom, but Rutherford, a lot of momentum running off of that top side. Just able to pull away as they exit the corners and head onto the straightaway. Going to be 2 to go this time, Bruce. 33 complete. Unbelievable. Could be a big night for Mike Rutherford. We'll leave it at that until the checkered flag waves. And he's got 1 lap remaining. Headed for checker. Spence has one more shot on him. Can't quite get close enough. 3 wins tonight for Mike Rutherford. Kyle Spence second. Ryan Groff able to get by Chris Panzner. Ryan Groff getting by Panzner for third. Chris Panzner comes home fourth. And the point leader and defending 600 champion Heath Hanley rounds out the top 5. Kudos to Jason Swavely, rebounding for a 6th place finish. Ooh, we've got to catch our breath after that one, folks. Hey, that's 4 out of 5. One more race to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back to Clide Martin Memorial Speedway.
Hyper Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing and I need a new cooler.
So I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Keyade Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
We're back here at Lanco's Clide Martin Memorial Speedway. This event brought to you in part by Sports and Turf Group, located on the Oregon Pike in Ephrata. Whether it's for work or for play, if you need a vehicle, Sports and Turf can help you out. Give them a call at 717-859-5455.
Bud Spring Service in Lancaster, PA. Used them myself. They get you in, they get you out, and back on the road. Give them a call at 392-3416.
And MJF Trucking. It's the time of year, thunderstorms, a lot of heavy rain. You got some washouts, you need some topsoil or gravel maybe to replenish the driveway. This is who you want to call, Mike Freed at MJF Trucking. They're located in Reinholds, but they'll go everywhere, right, Bruce? You'll go anywhere.
Wherever.
With some loads of dirt or stone, call them up at 717-336-7151. Now, normally, we'd be trackside interviewing the top three from that 600cc main event, but in the interest of time, we are approaching our curfew here at the Speedway, so we've got one more race to go. We will do some Victory Lane interviews at the end of this final race for both the 125cc division and the 600s. The 125's pushing off from the pit area, so let's give you that starting lineup. Bruce, who's on the pole for this one?
Well, starting on the pole, it's an all-rookie front row. The 2A of Richard Stuck and the 30 of Ryan Swaver.
Row number 2 will be the 15D of Matthew Donnelly and the 62H Cody Hipschman.
Third row inside the 31 is Noah Murphy, and outside the 13M, Tyler Hershey.
The 11 of Holden Ekman will start 7th and going 8th in car number 81, Kerry Langle.
The 00G of Brandon Gibble will start 9th, and Austin Gravy in the 87 starts 10th.
Row number 6 has the 26, Corey Schmuck Jr., and the 77, big winner in this division, William Minotti.
13th is the other number 2, Brandon Stuck, and outside the N8, Nate Gibble.
Row 8 will have the 62 of Kalani Adams and the number 13, Shane Davis.
Shotgun on the field here in the 125 feature, the 55X, Jimmy Wampole.
Field has been pushed away. Everybody rolling. I'm not seeing the 55X of Jimmy Wampole.
He's out there.
He is there. There he is. Thank you. I'm looking for a white car.
Yes.
Jimmy was white for many.
White and
white
maroon.
car. Yes, and maroon. Yes. Now blue. Really nice looking. Like the blue and the yellow, and just can't find him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking for that color. Jimmy's out there, ready to go. Field assembled for the most part, 2x2. Big story here, Bruce, in the 125cc division. William Minotti won this race 1 year ago, on his way to several victories and the championship. 7 wins in a row. He's on a 7-race win streak right now. So we're obviously going to watch that number 77.
Yeah, they're going to
That's
soon
Shane
put a
Davis to the infield.
Shane Davis.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not going to start. They'll probably push into the work area, see if we can get that fixed. Yeah, they're soon going to put a bounty on Will. I've seen other racetracks do that. I doubt they'll do it here, but I've seen them do it. When one guy wins too many in a row.
Yep.
And when I say bounty, it's not put him in the fence bounty. You got to beat him while he's racing.
Exactly. I have actually broached that subject with some of the other 125, a few of the other 125 teams, and was told, we'll see. Because I thought maybe they would kind of go together and everybody throw a few bucks in, you know, and you come up with the bounty money. And hasn't happened yet, but and it's neat because the Austin Gravies, Corey Schmuck Juniors, they're not getting. I'm sure they're frustrated to a point, but they're all saying, you know, working hard. We're working hard to try to catch that 77, you know, and get to that point, get our cars as good as his is. So, you know, it's great to see the competitors with that kind of attitude.
Yeah, and you want to beat him too. You don't want to. You don't want him to drop out because he blew up or something, and then you get a win. You want to beat him.
Right now, battle for the lead. The 30 of Ryan Swavely slows out of turn 2. He was battling with the 2A, Richard Stuck. And now Stuck is slow in the front stretch. 15D of Matthew Donnelly will go to the top spot. Oh, look out. Couple of cars out of shape. Everybody's going to continue. The 2A of Richard Stuck headed for the infield. Ryan Swaley did recover. The car came back to speed, and the yellow is out. Caution with 3 laps complete.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to hurt Corey Schmuck Jr., who got caught up behind Richard Stuck when he slowed, lost a bunch of positions, and then the lap, for the most part, counted. So, unfortunately, Corey's going to lose a bunch of spots there. But let me say, some great driving. The leader brakes going into the corner. Well, right at the end of the straightaway, everyone separates. So many times you see somebody, because you can't see 6 cars ahead of you when the C's part, you end up running right over them, and everyone made it through that. A great job.
So our first yellow here with 3 laps complete, 32 to go. And the 15D of Matthew Donnelly is the race leader.
I'm not sure what happened to Ryan Swavely there. Leading the race, comes out at 2, and the thing just looked like it died, but then he kept going at a slower pace. He's still in 3rd. I'm wondering if these cars shift. They have a 5-speed transmission. If he's running 3rd and 4th gear, and maybe he got into 5th somehow. Sometimes you don't know that you're in the wrong gear if you get too high. And these cautions are a great time to find out, because you're going slow enough you can come down through the gears, get into 1st where you know you're in 1st, and then get back into the right gear. So we'll see if that was an issue, if he comes back up to speed, or if he does have another problem here.
And in just 3 laps, Bruce, William Minotti goes from 12th to 5th.
He was struggling a little bit there. I think Stuck braking hurt him or helped him, because a bunch of guys had to scramble to get out of the way. So sometimes better to be lucky than good.
Folks, one event we want to point out and mention coming up on Tuesday night, August the 15th, right here at Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. It's the return of the USAC National Midget Championship Series. Last year's inaugural event was absolutely fantastic. Tanner Thorson pulling off a last lap, last corner pass for the win. Awesome show. They're coming back Tuesday night, August the 15th. You'll want to be here. Advanced general admission tickets on sale now. You can get the mail order information at our website, ClydeMartinSpeedway.com. Little jingle here on the restart, and it involves William Minotti.
3 times the charm, Barry.
3 strikes and I'm out?
Yep. No, you can't go, though.
Corey Schmuck Jr. also involved, along with the number 30 of Ryan Swavely.
Oh, my.
And tough break, boy, for all 3 of them.
That's your top 2 in points, I believe,
right.
isn't it?
Yeah, Minotti, the point leader. You're right. Corey currently 2nd in points. And we'll get a look at it. There's
I'm wondering if that car's just not going on for Swavely. Yeah.
He's climbing over the left side of the 30.
And I thought once he came down off, I thought he was going to be able to keep going, but the thing, it just wouldn't. Here, I thought he was going to be, it's still rolling. Sometimes you can grab a gear and get that thing to fire again, but it just came to a stop.
Yeah, the 62 of Kalani Adams, I think, may have caught a little bit of that incident as well. But Adams never stopped, was able to keep rolling. Wing damage to the number 30 of Swavely.
And he's asking for a hook now.
Yeah.
So something definitely wrong with that car. It didn't go on the start, and I think that's why Minotti climbed his left rear, because he just, it wouldn't go like he expected it to.
Right, right. Yeah, Ryan didn't do anything wrong. The car just did not take off. Right.
So
And
clearly
Minotti was charging behind him, nowhere to go.
Clearly wasn't a gear issue that I was contemplating earlier. Something just not right on the number 30 there. Well, it'll be interesting to watch your top two in points now come from the rear. They'll get some extra time to do it. They have 32 laps instead of the usual, it would be 22.
And one thing in their favor, a little bit, 17 cars started. Now, at least Swavely, I think Swavely.
14 left.
Shane Davis actually never took the green. Now Swavely is out, so yeah, we're down a few cars. So not as many cars as, you know, if you'd have a 24 car field here in this division. Not as many cars for Corey Schmuck Jr. and William Minotti to get by and work their way back to the front. And as we mentioned, plenty of time to get there, 32 laps remaining. Second consecutive yellow without completing another lap, so that means this will be a single file restart.
Matthew Donnelly, Noah Murky, 1-2. Let's see.
Kerry Weigel, yeah,
right
now
there.
third. Brandon Gibble, the 00G in fourth. Rookie Holden Ekman, the number 11 heat race winner tonight. Rounds out the top five at the moment. Minotti still looking for some racing room in the back of the pack. There's the race leader, Matthew Donnelly, over Noah Murky. Murky hanging in there within a few car lengths. You see the 81 of Langle in third. And the 00G of Brandon Gibble holds down the fourth position for the moment. Lap number 6 going on to the scoreboard. 31 of Murky begins to ease away from Kerry Langle. Now Kerry, look at him close up. Battle a little bit further back in the pack. Tyler Hershey and Cody Hipschman, oh, they got together on the front stretch, and that actually opened the door for Corey Schmuck Jr., the 26, and the 77 of Minotti to get by them. So two more positions gained for those guys. Minotti now to the inside of Corey Schmuck Jr. He'll pick up another position. By the start-finish line, Minotti already back up to 6th. And Corey Schmuck Jr. in 7th. But Matthew Donnelly, just looking here, better than a straightaway in front of Minotti. Minotti exiting turn 2 right now. Leader in the middle of turns 3 and 4. So Minotti's got a long way to go. Still 24 laps remaining.
Full feature, really.
Yeah, exactly. Minotti charging back to the front, though.
He's got the top 5.
Donnelly able to maintain the advantage over Noah Murky. There's a good look at Matthew Donnelly.
Problems. Minotti and Gibble get together now, racing for 4th.
And we can see wing damage now on the top of the 77. We'll see if that hinders his progress or not. He is right there doing a tap dance on the back bumper of the 00G. Gibble holding his line. Ooh, now Brandon may have slipped a little bit out of turn 2. Minotti still not able to get by, though.
Yeah, that's the best battle on the track right now.
Real good race there. That is for 4th position. Donnelly has pulled away from Noah Murkey. So the race leader, there he is, way out in front of second place Noah Murkey. Noah holding about a 2-car length advantage over Kerry Langle. There they are. They just caught a glimpse of them. Minotti finally able to wrestle fourth away from Brandon Gibble with 17 laps complete. Donnelly off turn 4 is halfway, 18 down.
Kerry Langle almost going around there. He's going to fall back into the clutches of Minotti now. Donnelly continues to extend his lead right now. It's about a half a straightaway over Murkey and another half a straightaway back to Langle, who is battling with Minotti. We have trouble. Kobe Hipschman went around. Is that Nate Gibble?
The N8
piled in, I believe.
Yeah, Brandon, the 00G, still in the racetrack. Brandon Gibble, so that would be the N8 of Nate Gibble.
There were actually 2 cars there. I don't know if the other one was the other 62 of Kalani Adams, but there were 2 cars tangled. One of them, Hipschman, and Nate Gibble, nowhere to go, just plowed into both of them. The other car kept going. I believe it was Kalani Adams. And then nowhere for Nate Gibble to go. And we'll see if Kobe can keep going. I'm sorry, Cody. I called him Kobe.
Matthew Donnelly, the race leader, with 16 laps remaining.
And double file restart will help.
31 of Noah Murkey in second.
Murkey and Minotti now.
Double file restart, yeah. I was going to say maybe the biggest help to William Minotti, who is back up to fourth. There you see him on the outside of Kerry Langle.
And he followed Corey Schmuck Jr. up through. They both came up from the back. Corey's kind of stalled now here in seventh. I don't know if he used his tire up coming up through or what, but he was on just as much a tear as Minotti coming through the field. He seems to have stalled a little bit. We're going to go back.
Lights are out, yep. Going to go back to green flag racing.
Except they're not lined up properly. And we're going to go.
No, we're not going to get style points for that double file restart. At least not at the front of the field, but it's green.
I think Noah Murkey realized that was a double file restart.
Yeah. Oh, Minotti going right to work. On the outside of Murkey, William Minotti. Back up to second, and he is to the inside of race leader Matthew Donnelly. Donnelly able to clear him down the back chute. Minotti closing right back up in turns 3 and 4. They are side by side through 1 and 2. Wing to wing down the back chute. Minotti now easing out in front. New leader with 13 laps remaining, William Minotti.
Kerry Langle made it past Noah Murkey for third while that battle was going on your screen. So it's now Minotti, Donnelly, Langle, 1, 2, 3. As we have about 12 laps to go here. Be 11 this time by.
Boy, and once in front, yeah, Minotti just taking off, immediately opening a lot of daylight between himself and runner-up Matthew Donnelly. Kerry Langle now, big run into turn 3, closes up on Donnelly. That'll be the race for second spot. There they are. 31 of Noah Murkey hanging on to fourth. The 00G, Brandon Gibble in fifth. And then it's the 26, Corey Schmuck Jr. from Lidditz in sixth. Oh, Langle is there to the inside of Donnelly. That's the race for second. Kerry, nice move into turn 3. And Kerry Langle is now the runner-up.
Laps, now 7 laps to go. And Donnelly falling into the clutches of Noah Murkey now in the battle for third.
Yeah, Matthew Donnelly, you talked about, maybe tires going away at this point in the race, and you have to wonder if Donnelly, maybe the handling or the right rear tire going away. Although now he's pulled back in front. Oh, Brandon Gibble got into the back of Noah Murkey. Just a racing deal. I don't know if Noah may have checked up a little bit or caught that rut down there on the inside of turns 1 and 2, but Brandon Gibble was just so close to him, got into the back bumper just hard enough to make the 00G spin, and he collects Corey Schmuck Jr. and Tyler Hershey.
Corey Schmuck has been in the wrong spot all night long. When Brandon Stuck broke leading, he got caught behind him.
Yeah, we're going to see it here, Bruce.
Yeah, in too hot. He had to
I
break.
guess that's all it was. Yeah, Noah, it didn't appear to check up or
I
or
think
bounce through the rut or anything.
Gill realized he got in too hot,
Yeah.
probably stabbed the brake, and around it came.
Yep. And of course, Corey, nowhere to go.
That's the third time. Like I said, he got caught behind Stuck when he broke leading. Then, well, he didn't stop that time, but he lost a bunch of positions. Then on the front stretch, he got in that accident, which wasn't his fault. And now the guy in front of him spins. That's rough, especially when you're second in points. Now there's only 6 laps left, and the point leader has taken the lead. Just not a good night for Corey right now. But still on the track with a chance to improve his position with 6 to go here, and he will get a double file restart, so that'll help too.
And he's on the lead lap.
He's
Well, that's
still
going to move
10th.
him, 10th, 11th, somewhere in there. We'll see where they line him up. And so, yeah, he can still salvage a decent finish out of this. But you're right, with Minotti leading and the double points on the line, it's you just don't want to give up too many spots to the point leader if you're Corey Schmuck Jr. tonight. But boy, that 77 is something, isn't it? Was involved in a scrape.
He has the right sponsor, that's for sure. That thing drives like a Cadillac.
Certainly does. Tough, too. Tough car.
Kelly Cadillac down there in Lancaster if you're looking for a Cadillac.
Caution lights are out with 6 laps remaining. Here we go. Minotti going to bolt away with the lead. Donnelly trying to sneak to the inside of Kerry Langle and challenge. Oh, Donnelly slowed up a bit in turn 2, and that bottled up the field, I think. A lot of cars really having to slow up. Everybody on the gas, though, now, and we will continue under green. Rookie Holden Ekman, the number 11, coming to life now. Got by Murkey, also got by Matthew Donnelly. Move Holden Ekman up to 3rd. 4 laps to go.
Three laps to go now. And it's on cruise control for Will Minotti at this point. Cadillac has cruise control, I'm pretty sure.
8 in a row. Over the years, I've seen some pretty amazing win streaks. I'm not sure that I can't remember anybody winning 8 in a row in any division here at Clide Martin Memorial Speedway. White flag is out. Winning 8 races in a season is a tremendous accomplishment.
I would take 8 in the season.
In one division, in multiple divisions. There it is, checkered flag to the 77. Another real good run for Kerry Langle, placing 2nd. But William Minotti makes it 8 in a row. And he wins a big one, 2nd year in a row that Minotti wins the Clyde Martin Memorial Race in this 125cc division. He hasn't been racing for that many years either, Bruce, so that is his 2nd. He won't retire the trophy this year. But that is his 2nd, along with being a 2nd in a row, the victory in this race. Wow, what a performance. We'll be down to chat with them. That's the final race of the night, but stay with us, folks. We'll have the wrap up and the final Victory Lane interviews when we come back.
Racing has technical help that will blow your mind, online or phone line. A world-class facility that manufactures perfection. Fuel injection conversions, chassis dyno, shock service, and a massive inventory for micro sprints, lightning sprints, midgets, and quarter midgets. We have what you need and will Deliver your package full of adrenaline. Hyper Racing, because you gotta race.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm going fishing and I need a new cooler.
So I showed him our Yeti coolers. They're incredibly durable.
Ace is the place with coolers tested on real grizzly bears. Because everyone knows bears hate warm soda pop.
Visit your Ephrata Keyade Ace hardware store for all your home improvement and hardware needs.
Bud Spring Service of Lancaster has a full-service facility specializing in drive shaft repair and replacement, spring repair and replacement, suspension rebuilds, brake replacement, and complete wheel alignments. Direct distributors for Dana Spicer Driveline, Meritor Brakes and Driveline, and Eaton Fuller Clutches. We have the parts on hand to keep your trucks on the road and minimize your downtime. Please call Bud Spring Service of Lancaster.
Looking for ink that you're actually proud to have on your body? Downtown Mannheim's Reanimated Art is a mecca for quality design, clean, friendly atmosphere, piercing varieties, and of course, intricate works of art performed by masters in the business. Are you unhappy with an old busted tattoo? We can literally reanimate it into a work of art you can be proud of. So stop wishing you could, impress your friends, get the ink that makes them think. Reanimated Art. Call 717-664-2877.
Welcome back to Clide Martin Memorial Speedway. We've got not 3, but 6 interviews left to do. We're going to talk to our top 3 from a 125 event and also a top 3 from 600 main event. Let's throw it down to the track and Barry Angstead.
Thank you very much, Bruce, and it is a pleasure to talk to the impressive rookie here, Holden Ekman, the driver of the number 11. Man, we have been watching you. I knew it was a matter of time before I'd be talking to you out here. Great job tonight. The car seemed to get better closer to the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of struggled at the beginning there, trying to figure out what to do with the gear and big old hole in one, just trying to figure out how the best way to get over it. But as the race went on, I was able to figure it out a little better and come to the front.
So that was kind of the key, figuring out how to navigate down there in turn 1 and miss the hole, huh?
Yeah, I hit it a couple times real awkwardly and bogged it down a lot. So once I was able to figure out how to get over it, I was able to maintain.
Great job, buddy. Holden Ekman finishing 3rd in this final race of the night. Carrie Lanco? Carrie? Getting some congratulations. Sound of the engine still ringing in your ears, huh? Carrie, runner-up. Hey, second time we're talking to you, second time in a row, I think. We're talking to you out here, top 3 finish. Nice job.
Yeah, I thought the first caution there, I thought we were going to blow up. It just didn't sound right. And as I went, the car got slower and slower and slower.
Nice job, though. You finally worked by Donnelly and picked up second spot. So you got to be encouraged now. A couple of podium finishes in a row.
Yeah, we had Alan had just gone over a motor again, so I got to thank him because he's the man making it work.
I think that win is coming. Kerry Langle finishing as the runner-up. Excuse me while I'm the bucket brigade here at the end of the night. We have our winners' decals in here. Come on over here, Mr. Minotti. Second year in a row, you win the Clide Martin Memorial Race. 8th consecutive win this season. William Minotti, I don't know, even a 3-car tangle here can't stop you. That Cadillac is pretty tough.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose on what to say now. I'm running out of words. I'm gonna have to look up some words in the dictionary or something. But
they're all special though, aren't they? It just feels good when you take that checkered flag. Every win is special.
Oh yeah, winning never gets old. No matter how fun the win is or what's going on, it's always fun. But no, the thing definitely drove like a Cadillac, especially over those ruts. Yeah. It definitely felt like I was on airbags, just smooth gliding right over them. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, I was a little worried in the beginning when we got tangled up But I looked at the board and I was like, oh, it's only lap 3. We can make something happen. But when I was little, racing quarter midgets, I would purposely go into the pits just so I could start last. So I always loved starting last.
Okay.
Yeah, something about it just coming up through the front that just, shows like how great of a driver you are. But I couldn't have done it without my sponsors and my family.
We might be able to work that out. They're still listening in the tower. You want to start last every week? We can make that happen.
I'm completely fine with that. I don't care where I start.
It doesn't seem to matter. No, it really doesn't seem. William, congratulations. I am going to get you to autograph the Chameleon Cup. And excuse me now, I've got some 600 interviews to do. You keep that winner sticker. And Gabriella Good, if you're still here, we'll get you that autographed cup. Now we're going to head down the track because we have the top 3 finishers from the 600cc main event. The winner chatting with the car owner. Nicole, do you get the trophy for a year? What a night, buddy. What a night. 3 wins in the Clide Martin Memorial Race. And this place is special. You've been here a long, long time. This race means a lot.
Yeah, we've struggled a lot in this race over the years, and we struggled a lot to start the year off. So it's definitely nice to get this thing going pretty good. Gary's just been working his butt off. We've tried probably about 15 different setups, and at least tonight we hit on one that worked really well. So I got to thank Gary and Donna Spots. This is just absolutely awesome to come out and win this race after the way we struggled.
Knight, congratulations. I will get you that winner's decal in just a moment. We're going to move up now. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Come on down. Runner-up, Kyle Spence. Hey, you gave it a shot. You gave it a really good try there. Threw some sliders on him, but he was really tough tonight.
Yeah, it seemed like every time I might have had a chance of getting him, we had a yellow, and it stinks. I felt like I was faster. It's hard to tell just because he got to lap traffic once I got to second, and it's hard for somebody out front to even know what's going on behind them, and it's a lot easier for second to get through lap traffic, I think, and I fought hard for it, but just a little bit short. Can't thank Hyper Racing enough. The car was on a rail. Spar Racing Engines, JP Racing, Small Car Weekly, my mom, dad, Reagan, Alan, Deb, and everybody else tonight.
Nice job. Kyle Spence finishing as the runner-up in that 600 main event. And we are waiting for the trophy for our 125cc winner. If somebody has the trophy back there and you want to bring it out. Meanwhile, finishing third in the 600s, we were talking about you earlier up in the tower and said, we can't believe Ryan Groff hasn't won a race this year yet. It's coming. Nice job tonight.
Yeah, thank you. This is by far our best race of the season so far, and we're still fighting for the win. The 35 laps definitely helped us. It was a good show to get up there in points and everything else. I can't thank my family and sponsors enough. Utility Keystone Trailers, Big Boys Truck Stop, Gage Dirt Works, Hostler Home Skates, Worley and Nobets, and Chris Moore Building and Remodeling. And I'd like to thank my buddy Alan Tobias. He helps me wash every Sunday, and it just helps cut the time in half, so I had to thank him.
Nice job, and very impressive the way you rattled off the sponsors there. You didn't even have to look at the car. You've been practicing, right?
Yeah, I'm getting good with it. I guess that means I have to stay with me, so hopefully they do.
I'm sure you'll get a chance to do it again out here. Nice job. Ryan Groff finishing third. Folks, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The Clide Martin Memorial Race wrapped up for another year, an awesome night of racing. Join us on August the 12th. That's our next race here at the Speedway in 2 weeks, and we will be back on BRC 11 on August the 12th. Until then, for the entire crew, my co-host Bruce Kinther Jr., this is Barry Angstad signing off and saying thank you for joining us for a night at the Clyde.